Yes. Yes. Welcome. Welcome to another session, another live stream here on the Chaos Rain Show. I am Chaos Rain here. And let me refresh my tabs a bit because it's about to get in a little bit. Welcome to all new subscribers here on the Chaos Rain Show. And hope and welcome the future subscribers on the Chaos Rain Show as well. If you know how to subscribe, you know the deal. You hit that red button and hit the top notification bell for all uploads and live streams here on the Chaos Rain Show. You can also follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. You can add me a friend on Facebook, Eric Green on Facebook. And please follow me on Rumble as well. As you know, I did a post on Rumble. I probably will do some more, I could say exclusive but more raw content on Rumble. Yeah. But the only way you're gonna know that is you gotta follow my Rumble page. It's CRain23 on Rumble. What else? Also, join the Discord service of the Chaos Rain Show as well. And am I missing something? Oh, and become a member as well to the Chaos Rain Show as well. As the two different types of memberships varies. You pick which one. There are content for either side depending. Mostly on the lower tier, there's a little bit more than the top tier. But don't fall asleep on the top tier membership. Anything over there, it made the cut. And I mean, literally made the cut. That requires a bit more. So let me see. I am just doing something right now, guys. And don't mind me because, as you know, I'm a one-man show. So I'm checking if all the new notifications came out. And hold on. There we go. All right. And let me see if I got everything. And what was that? Oh. What else is on here? Oh, if you didn't catch the last stream I did in dedication to KS, I would highly advise check it out. A few more of the requirements, I will put some timestamps on that video. So, and really truly, that was something that was on my mind. That was floating, and I had to really ask the real serious question because I heard too many people, especially black women, or just men in general, that didn't like when KS was alive, Kevin Sims, I mean, that they think he did more harm than good. And I'm thinking you can't do more harm in a community that does not respect or want order or structure in all aspects. The only thing you could do is either amplify it or rather keep it burning as is. And that's how it really goes. For those that don't know. And I'm checking. Did I get? Oh yeah, I forgot about this person here. And so it's on my channel. Check it out. And let me see. Is anything else I'm missing in notifications? Because I'll probably go in. Actually, let me see. All right, let me scoot over. Don't look like nothing else here. So that's pretty much it. So let us begin. And please, guys, as you come in, hit the like button, share the stream. Likes are free. Last I check, let me see, it's free. Yeah, it's free. So I ain't gonna contemplate that. And always, subscribe to the channel. And one other thing, I forgot to do this. You know, time is when you see this bad boy here.
My money. I told you.
Where is my money?
Benny, bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
Everyone!
I love that. Y'all know what clip that is from a particular was it a movie? Trying to remember the name. Y'all know what the movie is. Anyhow, let's begin. Oh, and one thing I forgot to tell y'all before I contemplate doing this type of content, I had a poll. Now, 9/10 out of time, I will follow or agree what people, select during the poll. But this is how the poll really works when I do a poll on my community tab, for those that don't know. It depends on how much the engagement I get in the poll. Now, if I go to my poll now, since y'all looking, I'm not going to show the poll because you had to be subscribed to the channel, or really, if you're following my feed on YouTube, the poll section on here, or actually the what do you call it? It's like the news feed on YouTube. If you're not following that, you won't know what I'm talking about. So right now, if I look at now, for those that don't know, as I'm looking at my community tab, I asked the question about bears and man. And overall, I only got 6 votes. Now, y'all know that 6 votes can't sway me or convince me that rather people agree with it or not. I would have to conclude out of the people that said the 6, out of percentage, I could probably bank a few ladies that might have came across this really didn't want me to talk about it, or it could be the gentlemen. But I think most I would bet it's probably the ladies. I could surefire bet that it's ladies that really don't really want me to discuss it, but that's just me. But I don't give a crap. I'm gonna talk about it anyway, cause I'm that Negro. All right, so no further ado. Where is the presentation? Let's start here. Tonight's stream. Do women choose bears over man, or choosing bears over man? Is it really right? Like literally, is it really right? For those that don't know, this is a weird and dumb question. And yes, as you can see the simulation here, you know what it is. I ain't gonna explain what simulation you're seeing. There is a growing trend throughout social media and YouTube. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And make sure you guys to donate and support the channel as well. I would surely appreciate you more. But let's be fair and honest. Me as a man, when I first heard about it, like literally heard about it, that women are creating the question, and really, personally, really, if we want to go there, think it's better to be with a bear than a man. Like literally, this is the logic they lay out throughout social media and telling the whole world this is where it needs to be. Now, to me as a man, and let me do this. To me as a man, the first thing that comes to my mind is that you're crazy. Literally, you're crazy. I, as a man, will never, ever, 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 ever in my life, and I'm being personally honest, will ever, and I know most men will agree with me as well. Oh, and one thing, if you guys in the chat room, please regulate all caps on your conversation. You can use caps, but try type as proper as possible. It has to be perfect, proper as possible, because I do have a bot here, and it very regulates what's going on in the chat room. If you really want to get my attention, dependent on the question, I prefer a super chat. But overall, I will read certain comments depending on the situation. So, really, truly, bears and humans are not friends. Now, I'm not sure where this logic comes from that women, and not just black women, but women, and I think black women, I'm not sure who created this. If anybody in chat room could tell me who the first person that came up with scenario that bears are better than man, if you could put it in the chat room, I will read it. If you know who was the person that came up with it, I think it was circling on TikTok first before anything else. And matter of fact, since I'm talking about TikTok, I'm definitely gonna go on TikTok right now. Let me see. And I'm gonna type up something. Let me go on TikTok right now. TikTok. Because I did not really look for these videos. I noticed people were talking about it from day one. And I look at most people say, you crazy to think that a bear is much better to be around and have relationships or just being around in general than being around man himself. And you ladies produce man out your vagina. I'm confused. Wait. But, you know, a lot of ladies are not logical nowadays. They deal with too much emotion. They're in their feelings. They don't get counseling. Hell, they don't get real therapy to really deal with the unresolved issues they have. So they revert to nonsense and foolishness. All right, so let me type this up. Bears and man. And there's so many videos right now. I'm looking at this. And I'm looking at amazement. And let me see if y'all can hear this. I'm going to test this. I doubt y'all might not hear this. But anyway, I'm going to try it out anyway. Because I'm on the desktop. And I'm not sure how effective this is going to be. I think you're not going to hear it. And I'm going to listen to my end, see if you guys can hear this. So I'm going to play it and see if it goes. Here we go. I can't hear it. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm probably going to use my phone. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to use my phone. And I'm going to find it on my phone, guys. Because this is not going to work. I'm going to find it on my phone, guys. So bear with me. I'm going to multitask. I don't like doing this shit, but I have to do it. All right.
Or selling crack or whatever you think you're testing.
Let me see if I can find it. All right, what am I gonna do? Okay, let me type in bears and man. Let me see what pops up. Yeah, all right, that's not it.
There's no way y'all would rather be trapped in the woods with a.
Okay, here's one guy saying.
Y'all would rather be trapped in the woods with a bear over a man.
In March of 2022, 4 men were convicted of gang raping, murdering, and then eating a monitor lizard. They were caught because the trail cams in the wildlife preserve recorded it. Somebody went back and saw those videos and saw this act. Tell me again why I should be more afraid of bears.
There's no way y'all would rather be trapped.
All right, that's one video. One dude said, and she responds to that something happened in New York. So now she decides that I'm going to divorce from men and I'm going to go straight to the bear. I'm going to say this. That's going to be offensive to all ladies. The world is not a nice, fun, effing place to live in. Men and women are not the same, not equal, but have their own struggles and issues. Violence, and I'm going to repeat this sweetly and nicely for slow people in the back. And I'm going to read your super chat in a second. Violence today in the 20th, the last century, moving on to the 21st century, is inevitable. Let me say it to the person in the back. Violence is inevitable. It is part of human existence. Men are violent, yes. Women are violent, yes. So when we compare the two, is no doubt there's a difference, and rather which one does more than the other. One thing I, as an adult, know and learned that you cannot avoid violence. It is inevitable. The only thing you can do is prepare, embrace, and go as far as protect or escape, if necessary, from the violence when it comes on you. Anything other than that, if you feel you're gonna live in a world where you're gonna escape violence, the grape, or all those type of, and I mean rape, but all those other things, you're delusional. I would not consider say because I got treated bad by a man, or let's say I got treated bad by a woman. Now it's time for me to go find a wild animal in the wild for comfort and safety and say, I'm going to be with you because you don't have the potential to hurt and either grape or delete me. That's my thinking. But when I hear these women talking, I can hear they're talking in the realms of hurt, untreated trauma, and let's be honest, misandrous behaviors, thinking. There's no way how no person could sit there tell me that this is the way to go and even rationalize, say, I'm going to make it make sense why it's better to be with a bear than a man. And matter of fact, I'll do you one better. If I could find that video. I did have a video that I did save. And let me see if I can find it. Where is it? I'm going to find it. Let me see if this is the one. Oh, I found it. Let me put this on here right now. And this chick look like she looks like she is mixed. I'm going to use this as an example. All right. While we do that, while I do that, where's my thing? Where's my player? Okay. All right. As I'm doing this, I'm going to go in the chat room and see if anybody put a super chat or, donate to the channel. And, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, I see it now. Here you go. Oh.
What they be knocking, y'all? The sonic rings up out of it, and you.
First super chat. Y'all misunderstand the context of safety, not sex. Thank you, Miss Pat, for your super chat. Appreciate it. And like always, and also, guys, I always have a goal. Like every time I go through these streams, usually the goal is try to require $50 or more for any stream. So don't mind it. This is normal goal I go by. But yeah. All right. So the next one I'll play. Actually, let me see if it is ready. I think it's ready. Oh yeah, it's ready now. So this one I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run this tape on one particular lady because she sitting here wants us to rationalize why it's better to be with a bear than a man. Here we go.
Trend going around and it's triggering people. It's, would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear? I choose the bear. The biggest, scariest, most dangerous, deadly bear you can find, I choose the bear. And that speaks volumes because most, if not all, women choose the bear. And one of the comments that I heard about that a female said was like, at least no one will ask me what I was wearing when the bear attacked me. And you stupid people act like women get sexualized because of what they wear. You could
Now, she chose the bear because she's getting sexualized because she's wearing such scantily clothing. And one thing I should ask, and the question we ask, if you're being sexualized, right? If you got like that, let's say if you got like that, right? Are you revealing to a point where there are some men that's going to sexualize and look at you as a piece of object to give you the cat calls? And you know the cat calls like, hey, sweet, you know, I can't whistle, but you know, or say, yeah, come here, girl, you know, what's up, you know, all these things that men are so brave and eager to what we like to call shoot their shot. Now, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, there's a growing number of what these ladies and some dudes say that there's a high number of dudes that are called incelian in nature, that they just sit there and they don't not only avoid women, but they don't want to have no communication with women. Hell, some don't even want to go up front to women and shoot their shot. But these regular random dudes, and I'm not sure if it's just black men or just general random dudes, have the capability and the cojones, and I mean the cojones loosely, to shoot their shot, and they don't like it. My question: the dudes that whistle and holler at you, are these men you are sexually attracted to, or are these ones that you're not sexually attracted to that you have an issue? I'll wait. Oh yes, I'll wait. I am going there. Because when I hear the cat calling, predominantly, and I remember the old man was saying this, and he said this pretty well. Is the cat calling the issue, or is a certain set of men that cat calls you that you're very much unattracted to is the problem? Oh yes, we are going there. We are definitely going to go there. Because if the man that you see calling you that you're attracted to, I don't think you'd be complaining. But the man that you're not attracted to, and he can't call you, that's a different story. It's so much a different story. Some of you ladies will sit there, not only complain, but get mad. You'll cuss. And you'll say some very egregious out your mouth. And it's going to infuriate the opposite sex. To the point the opposite sex is going to do two things. He's going to look at you and give you that same energy and cuss you out. And that's it. Now, a lot of people say they might do something much wilder. But let's keep it real. Most dudes nowadays are not going to really risk life and limb or even the potential of being put behind bars just because women egregiously turns them down. The dudes that really are online, a lot of women, if we want to go there, are the ones that, let's be honest, are the ones that, one, are not so appealing, I mean attractive, and the other one, a lot of them are sick as a head. And usually the sickness that goes in their head, when I mean head, that they have a certain feminine ways, tendencies, they act and move emotionally like a woman. Where a woman rejects them, they're going to act and move like a woman, where they're going to cuss out and they're going to try to put hands. Those are only two things I can conclude when it comes to some of these dudes that can't deal with a sense of rejection. Like literally. But that's what I've gotten. Let's continue to listen more of this, to this little mixed chick. Fair use.
You could wear a onesie, you could wear a fucking square. As a woman, you get sexualized purely because you have a vagina, and it is known that you have the vagina, so you're sexualized regardless of what you wear, regardless of if you cover up on.
Not necessarily, sweetie. Not necessarily. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some women that are maybe fat or too fat, if I want to be honest, that no matter what they wear, a man's going to call on them. But that's very much the exception of very few men. Most men overall, if you look attractive in a way, like if your face is cute and the body might be too big or might be, shapely fair enough, a certain man is not gonna be afraid to call you out or give you that whistle call, you know. And let's be honest, I hear too many conversations where a lot of women said most dudes that call them out are ugly looking and potentially could be broke, but they'll give the dudes that might possibly broke or maybe good looking, they give them the box and that's pretty much it, and they don't complain at all. So if the cat call is not really the issue, it's who is calling cat calling to them. You're over sexualized not because you got a vagina, is how you carry yourself, and depending where you are in the environment. If there are a lot of dudes that don't got like that and you consider them really ugly and let's say they're broke, most likely they might call you because they don't have no options and they need something to rest their head in and hope that one lady's going to bless them with their vagina or womb. So they're going to shoot their shot because they know shooting a shot, there is a greater or less possibility of intercourse. Now, if you turn them down softly, some will get it and they'll still try, but they won't go try so hard that they're going to have to eventually give up. And there are some that if you, depending how you handle a man calling you out for an advancement, if you really demolish him and says some egregious things, you're going to deal with those baby Hueys, those men that are mommy condition raised. And unfortunately, it's mommy condition raised that they're not going to deal with their emotions and they're going to take it out on you physically or verbally. That's one thing I see, and that's one thing I can conclude. And this is the honest opinion from a man's perspective, ladies. There's no other in-betweens. I advise, and you don't have to take my word for it. I'm just a person that's observe and give you more better ways to move around uncertain environments, especially a lot of us, we live in cities, is if you deal with the advancement, it's better off say no thank you. And say no thank you. If they say anything, no thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, but no thank you. I'm not in the mood or interested right now. And you keep pushing. And I know most ladies say that a man might be violent. And let's be honest, if he gonna go there violent and take your hand and grab you up or slap you right in front of you, or if they gonna possibly look like they might do it or they will do it, make sure you have your pepper spray on you or your torch or whatever small weapon you have to really, escape from the potential of physical violence. Now, some dudes were out there, depending the way the environment is now, and right now, let's be honest, some dudes, because they've been watching the environment, a lot of them not gonna be so lenient to step in and try to push away the so-called what we call it, the enemy away from you. You're going to but if he does even better, you'll thank him and hope that he be all right. But other than that, if no one's going to step in, if they're going to take physical measures, if you're going to let him down very much violently with your words, then you're going to have problems. Now, if you let him down softly and smoothly, and he still proceeds, then by all means, make sure you have these in your disposal, just in case he puts your hands on you. The minute he puts your hands on your arm or anything like that for whatever reason, then yeah, you better make sure you have it out and about and start spraying away. That's my suggestion. But usually you always can avoid that by turning them down very softly and respectfully like a lady. Anything of merit of violence with your words can potentially be deadly. That's the only thing I can say. So now, let's keep playing. Let me finish this little video.
You get sexualized. And not all men are creepy, no, but most men do get triggered. So let's pretend you have a daughter or you have a sister or you definitely have a mother who you love, right? If you don't love them, pretend you love them. Now, would you rather leave them in those woods with a man or with a bear? Don't ask me if the man is a normal guy or a creepy guy. You have...
Oh, I'll give you the answer right there. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna tell you the answer what my position would be. Let's listen more.
I have no idea who this man is. You just know that it's a man. Would you choose the man or the bear? A bear could get scared off. It could lose her. She got outsmarted. She could hide from it. But not a man. A man will hunt her down until he finds her to get what he wants. And for the men out there that are very
Okay, I give you an answer for that, sweetie. For anybody that has sisters, mothers, aunties, etc. My thing is this: is how you go deal with the approach will determine what to do. Most people today, and I'm sorry, ladies, I gotta be honest. Most of these dudes, if they are catcalling you, the way how you don't reject properly is very egregious. And we already know the mindset of man today, not just black man, man today. Man today, as we know, with this uncertain environment, is very much reckless and dangerous. The only thing you could do is to move softly, swiftly, and respectfully. Because you hear the notion, people read off of energy. And let's be honest, most women today, because they think they operate like a man, they think by, some, and let's be honest, a lot of ladies, you ladies know, if you got lady friends that's in my chat, you know you got female friends. A lot of them think they could really whoop a man's ass. And this is the energy that's being put out, not only in the regular day-to-day life we see out in the real world, but we see on the internet. So what's going to happen is a lot of dudes that don't have that restraint or don't think in a female perspective, and I'm going to be nice, that's how I say how to label it, where they're going to run off the emotions because a woman says something, they say something very loosely and very aggressive with their tongue towards them. You're going to find some dudes going to go off, and there's nothing you can do about it. But if you let them down softly and swiftly and just say no thank you and continue repeating it, some dudes will get the picture. Once you start giving that energy, you're gonna have problems, especially in this environment where, if you notice, ladies, a lot of dudes nowadays, they see when women are acting towards dudes, the only thing they're gonna do today, the regular modern day man today that's under the age of 30, I'm gonna say under the age of 35, they're more comfortable using their smartphones and watching a dude you go violent, say some, or you go as far as put hands for a reason. They're gonna sit there, put their phones out, and they're gonna look at you and look at the altercation and see the ending of it and saying, world star, world star. They're not gonna do not a goddamn thing. So to answer the question, would I prefer my own relatives be with a bear or a man? You better be around a man than a goddamn wild animal. I don't care what the circumstance of the animal. We watch enough National Geographic. We watch enough of these nature videos. They tell us about animals. They don't sit there and invest time and say, these are things you do if you're confronted with a bear. You got to look for those videos. And let me tell you something. I saw a video just like recently of a woman shared, and the bear was somewhere in some backyard looking for food. Now tell me this. You think any woman with some goddamn sense is going to sit and say, oh, cute, a big brown bear. It could be a grizzly bear, and it's big. Let me go touch and pet on it. Let me caress it a little bit. Come here, sweetie. See what happens. And don't make it be like a female or a male bear, for all we know. Tell me how the outcome is when you play around with a bear. F around and find out. Yeah, I see the charm getting a little live today. I'm looking at comments. I have to look at this thoroughly in a little bit. I might read your comments depending on whoever throws the next super chat. I'll start reading comments. Oh, make sure you guys share the stream and like the stream. So let me finish hearing this foolishness.
protective of women, whether they know the woman or not. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys so much. You are a beautiful human being. In my eyes, a protective man is one of the most beautiful creatures I've ever seen on earth, honestly.
So there you have it. There you have it. Let me remove this. Go back to this. So that's her rationale of why she would pick a bear over a man. Now, mind you, I know some dudes got in their feelings hearing this. I didn't get nowhere. I had no feelings towards this. And let me tell you why. Because the first thing that comes to mind when I hear foolishness, like literally foolishness, like this, I sit there and laugh. 1 second, guys. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So with the Bears thing, and you know, it's funny. And really, I had to laugh to this because really, I mean, I know we're looking for and we edge for content, but I say, my God, how dumb can you be to ask to put out scenarios and questions like this, and to rationalize why it's better to be with a bear than a man. I mean, and let me tell you some ladies, if a man was gonna rationalize to be with an animal, right? And he's done with women, he would pick a cat. And I'm not talking about a lion, a lioness cat, or just any cat, a panther. He'll pick one of them small baby. He'll pick a regular house cat before he picks a woman. You follow me? You follow me, right? Wait. Who's this? 1 second, guys. I'm seeing something here. Oh, it's nothing. All right. All right. Let me do this. Okay. All right. So now I got some pictures here to share with y'all. And I'm gonna pull them up right now. As you see the screen floating around, I'm gonna present y'all with some pictures of scenarios that I came across that I had to share with y'all of the insanity. And mind you, these are pictures nonetheless of this is what I think and feel when I hear women talk about bears, right? Hold on. I'm pulling them up right now. And trust me, these pictures are just a scenario. Now, we could take them as satire, which they are. They are. But it leads to a much bigger point. And, oh, my fault. My apologies. And these pictures are funny. And trust me, y'all gonna laugh to these pictures. I'm pulling them all up right now. Because this is something to really look at. And I got a lot of pictures. Let's check. Let me see here. And I have not read the chat room yet. I'm about to. And it hit me. Why a lot of women would pick a bear over a man. All right. I got the pictures ready. All right. Oh, before I run these pictures, I gotta do this.
My money. I told you.
Where is my money?
Betty. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
Everyone!
All right. So now, let's look at this. And let me make sure it's loaded up. It looks like loaded up nicely. All right. I don't know why it's giving me a hard time. Oh, you know why? Because I did not do this. Let me do this. All right. Okay, so it's gonna be in sequence. All right, let me do this because it's giving me a hard time right now. Oh, that's why, because loading, that's why. I was wondering why it's doing this. All right. Let me do this. Yeah. This is funny. Okay. Let me see if it's okay. All right. Shit. All right. All right. Well, it's not gonna allow me to do it. So let me do it here now. Okay. Here we go, guys. Present. Screen share. And there's a lot of oh, that's why it's doing that. Oh wow. Okay, so let me start with these pictures and I'm gonna probably delete them. Let's see. I'm not sure if it's going to flip from picture to picture. And this is what comes to mind. Now, y'all know how it's structured in relations to will you choose a bear over a man? And this is the first thing that comes to mind. This is what the relationship might possibly look like. I said possibly. And let me see if I can show another picture. All right, it's not going to switch. I don't know why it's not switching. All right, so let me exit this because this. Yeah, I think I did this wrong. God damn it. All right, let's try another one. Oh, sorry, guys. Windows. I should be able to share. Oh, let me see if I can show all of them. No, I only could pick one. All right. Next picture. And trust, I got ones from different races of women, not just the race you see here. There's many different races, women, that comes to mind about will you choose a bear or a man? This is what it potentially, hypothetically would look like. This is the next picture. All right. And I can't find it here because I had to exit. Let me, okay. Yeah, I think I messed up because it's doing something to my, all right. Let me, all right, I'm about to do this over because I have too many pictures and I didn't do this right. All right, good. Okay. Okay, let me see if here's some other pictures. Oh, you know what she did? I think I go to the bucket. Oh, my fault. This will work. All right. No, it's the folder. I don't think it's gonna work. All right. So I gotta pull up the pictures. It won't work like that. It will not work like that. Yeah, that won't work. So I'm going to do them separately. All right. So I'm going to open the tab and I'm going to put one picture one at a time. One. Oh, wait. Oh, matter of fact, while I'm doing this, keep it visual. All right. I'm going to 2, 3, 4, and we can go with, we'll go with this. All right, so I'm gonna present to you with these pictures here. Let's share. Let's see if this works. All right, here's some other pictures. And one thing that came to my mind, and I'm going to explain why a lot of women start rationalizing bears and humans. Look at this one, guys. What does this picture remind you of? Let's see who recognized the bear. I give it a second. All right. Well, no one has responded, so I'll tell you what it is. What comes to my mind when I hear about this about bears and man? The first thing that comes to my mind is that a lot of women, modern ladies, they're fascinated with the animated bears, particularly the more popular bears. Like one popular bear when I Google was what I think the popular bear was Yogi the Bear. I believe, yeah. Yogi, who's the top popular bear? Let me check. Cartoon. Okay. I think this is the one. All right. No, actually, the top 35 best bears is not Yogi the Bear. The top bear, but I'm gonna give you which one you see right. The bear you see right here, yes, correct. Winnie the Pooh is the top bear on this, but the bear you see here is the Care Bear. We all know the Care Bears are a very popular cartoon show of the, I think, 90s or late 80s. That's one bear. The next bear. No, in fact, hold on. Let me see if it'll allow me to switch. That's not it. That's not it. Another bear, which this was supposed to be what bear was this? This bear, from what I remember from pulling it up, this is supposed to be, I believe, either Ted or Baloo. Baloo. Baloo the bear. This is Baloo the bear. Now, this don't look like Baloo Bear because this is a creation. But this would look like if the mindset was really serious and we live in an alternate reality, this is what most women would think of. Now, why I would say this? Because let's keep in mind, you don't see men talking about, say, I'd rather not be with woman. And if I had to choose a better mate or a safer mate, they would not pick no animal as the option. Now, I could be wrong. If there's a man and there's men and bunches, ladies, throughout the internet right now saying that they'd rather choose a certain animal than a woman, please put the name in the chat room. I will look this up and I might follow through with another video of this. But right now, the only thing I hear is the conversation now is it's better to be with man than bear. Now, for the person asks, you know, there's no way in hell this is a reality that you see what you see in the picture that a woman and a bear this comfortable. These are created images of the what ifs. This is not reality. For those that's not familiar, these are created images. If you can't recognize this and think this is reality, I got something to. Hold on, where is Kevin?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, where am I? Okay. And it's wildlife. This is Pooh. This is supposed to be Pooh the bear. The image is supposed to be Pooh the bear, but you know how it constructs throughout the images. This is not Pooh the bear. No. Now everybody knows this is not reality. No woman's gonna get that comfortable with a bear. I could be wrong, but this does not exist in nature. And here's a cute bear, cute little bear. I like this bear. And the other one, if I where is it? Let me find it. Or if this is reality if this is like the reality, here's another scenario. All right. Like, let's say this right here. No. Y'all might recognize this one. Or this one. And this one is AI generated. This is not real. Like most things. And that the bear you see with the tie, that's supposed to be who's the bear? I'm trying to remember who that bear is. Yogi the Bear. That is actually Yogi the Bear. Yes, that's Yogi. All right. And let me see. Where is I'm trying to find it. And here's Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, this is Winnie the Pooh. Now, I think they made a real life animated of Winnie the Pooh. I think they came up with that. Right? Might be wrong. I'm not sure how long ago it was. But this is just a generate image of what being with a bear. This is Winnie the Pooh. I mean, let's be honest, Miss Pat. This is conversations that, unfortunately, from what I'm hearing, is seriousness now. And that's Winnie the Pooh. So if we gotta be serious here, that a bear is much better than a human being, and this is the conversation, which I, in my opinion, didn't want to have, but I'm thinking rationalist and thinking long and hard. Maybe the ladies are serious. So I'm saying, what would be the scenario? What would be the what ifs? And here's one right here. This is supposed to be considered Ted the Bear. Now look at this weirdo image right here. This is funny. This is supposed to be Ted the Bear generate image, but this is not really Ted the Bear. This is like some hip hop type stuff. I ain't gonna lie, that's just got a nice but I think what they call it, a Thor hat. That's a nice hat though. I like the hat. I need that color hat. I need to get me one of them hats. Those are nice. That's a nice hat though. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep that image up. This is sharp. That's sharp right here. That's sharp. But yeah, this is a relationship saying, would it be better to be with a man or a bear? This is the conversation. Yeah. I don't know. I'm lost for words. I mean, if this is what the rationale a lot of women are thinking and trying to tell a man and tell him personally, it makes more sense. I would say, yeah, y'all really delusional. Let me see if I can find some other audio of man and bear. Here's one man talking about a bear and man and bear.
If I were alone in the woods, would you rather me encounter a bear or a man?
I mean, is it a friendly man?
We don't know anything else. It's just man or bear.
I feel more like bear. I don't know, because I feel like I would know what the outcome would be with a bear, even if it was like an aggressive one. I don't know what the outcome would be with like a bad man.
Yeah.
So I think I'd lean more toward a bear. I mean, both situations, I guess you hope for a good man and a good bear.
Yeah.
But I think you're more likely to anticipate what a bear would do than what a man would do.
If I were alone in the woods, would you?
Okay, that's a man saying about it. Now, and that's him, and I think it's his girlfriend, wife. So I think he's probably be favorable. So I understand the gentleman. So I can't argue him, because if that's your woman, you're not gonna give an honest opinion. I wouldn't, but anyway, here's another one. Yeah, absolutely not. That's in Russian. I'm not gonna do that. Let's hear this later.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Man is scary. With a bear. What I've heard about bears, they don't always attack you, right? Unless you like fuck with them. So maybe a bear. Depends what.
Hold on. Where's Kevin at, man? Kevin, where are you, man? Oh, here you are, Kevin. There you go. Hold on.
God damn it! You can't make
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can't make it up. Let me keep listening. Another woman was asking another woman this question, or somebody asking a woman this question. Listen carefully. Rewind it back a little bit.
Depends what man, but probably a bear. Oh, 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there. A bear. I would say a man.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest?
Okay. Yeah. And that's just random street people that asking questions. So next scenario. What's this? Oh, no, I'm gonna leave her for last. Let me run this dude. To my bear versus man. All right, let me see this. Is this the one? All right, let's run this one.
Because at least with the bear's not gonna just date me for my money.
Okay, so men have been saying that they would rather pick the bear over a woman, and let's talk about it. If that's what you would pick, that's what you would pick. I'm not going to talk you out of that. But for men saying this, y'all don't really mean that. You're just saying it because we said that we would pick the bear over y'all, and that bothers y'all. Y'all don't like the idea that we would rather be stuck in the woods with a bear than with you. And the same thing happened with the 4B movement. When it became more known about and popularized, men came up with their own movement. Women will do things in response to the harm that y'all do, and then y'all want to get vindictive and say, well, we can do that too. We can do that too. You're not the only ones that can do that. We can do it too. And y'all don't really have a real reason to do it. It's just because we did it and it bothers y'all. And notice the difference.
Now, I found some new evidence about that movement. I might think of doing a future video or live stream on it. But it doesn't go beyond the notion of the point of why would you pick a bear over man. So how long is her? I'll let her play a little longer.
Reasonings. We're talking about being assaulted and brutalized by men, whereas y'all are talking about not wanting to be stuck in the woods with a single mother or be stuck in the woods with a woman that would use you for your money. Do we see the difference there? Y'all don't see women as threats the way that we see y'all as threats. I did a video recently talking.
I don't know, man. I had to really. I was thinking of that same thing, but I disagree now. In America, women got a certain liberty that they can be actually threatening, not as much as men, but they're up there now. The way how it's constructed, the society and systems constructed in regards to the man and woman, in regards, besides systems of, taking resource or even other things. So I would say women right now, as it states, are climbing up there as can be threatening and problematic, if not careful. Nor men, depending how we are still going to be top of the list because, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, most systems, especially prison, jails especially, was more constructed for men's behavior, not for women. Nor women are now climbing the ladder in regards to incarceration. Still, when we look at who is the more threat that has to be more focused the most, it's still going to be the men. So I'm not going to deny that. So, how much more? If D-Rail's there, if you want to come up, D-Rail, let me know. I would, matter of fact, I will drop the link for anybody in a little bit. But let me finish.
About how you should basically be doing background reports on people that you're dating. Because I want to know if you got a long, lengthy criminal history or if you hiding a wife with kids. And a guy came into my comment section and said, no, that's not important. I want to know that body count. The things that y'all are worried about when it comes to us is not violence. Y'all are worried about body counts. Y'all are worried about whether a woman has kids or not.
Well, I mean, certain men today, depending on which woman they're dealing with, and let's be honest, women are violent. I don't want to say this, but they are. And we understand why is it? Well, there's many factors why they're violent. But like I said, when there is no actual punishment for violence, literally, what happens when unmatched violence or any form of aggression happens, there should be some form of a consequence. So that way it's not the norm where people feel that I could do this all day. If let's say physical or any form of violence, that they have to think twice to initiate any form of violence. Because let's be honest, ladies, most men today, depending on where they are, their background, they're not going to be so eager to be initiating violence to not only the same sex or opposite sex, without the fear of society coming down on them. The opposite sex women, not necessarily the case. And trust me, there are some women, and you ladies know there are some women out there that will be violent with other women And you be lucky if there's any consequence if no man intervenes, personally. But how long is this video she has? I'm gonna keep playing a little more.
All worried about not getting used for your money. All non-life threatening things. I'm trying to figure out what your criminal record is because I don't want to be in a relationship with a domestic abuser and you're just worried about how many people I slept with because you think if I slept with too many people, my value has gone down. Do you see?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up! God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Yeah. Yeah, let me keep playing. I rather finish it since I'm running already.
The difference of importance of what we look for in each other. I can guarantee you there are some men that probably do this, but a lot of men aren't checking women's backgrounds. A lot of men are not crossing the street when a woman is walking towards them on the same street. And if we're being honest, a lot of y'all would choose to be in the forest or in the woods with a woman. And whether your intention for wanting to be in the forest or the woods with us is good or bad, you know that more than likely we are not going to be a threat to you because we have not proven ourselves to be. And y'all know that.
Excellent. That was excellent. Now, in regards to the forest with a woman, not necessarily. I don't think there's gonna be a problem if it's just man and woman in forest. Yeah, there's not really a necessary a threat per se, but you know. But we're talking about animals, wild, aggressive animals. Regardless of they said they might not do you something, you don't want to risk that. How you doing, Queens of Virtue? If you don't be so kindly, if you're there in the chat room, Queen of Virtue, can you please put the links to people can follow me if you can, sweetie? I would surely appreciate it. Be my number one moderator, please, pretty please. Thank you. All right, now here's another woman, and I'm not sure if I'm following her on TikTok, but I might. Let's listen to her, and let's see. I'm hoping that the language is not too foul, but we can never be certain. Let's listen carefully.
Y'all doing too much. This hypothetical question about this bear versus man in the forest is about to get a lot of y'all feelings hurt. Some of y'all women, you're doing too much. You are the bear in the forest. You need to be.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up! God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Let's keep listening.
Scared of yourself. At the end of the day, a lot of y'all are running around acting like you so scared of men, acting as if you fear for your life on a day-to-day basis. Girl, men don't even pay you no mind on a day-to-day basis. You go to the mall, they ignore you. You go to the store, they ignore you. You go to the club and the lounges with your homegirls and they talk to everybody but you. Men ain't worried about you. You could be in the forest with a bear and a man and you got a better chance of the bear wanting to smash. It's a
God damn it. Oh. I'm gonna let Kevin do it, man. I can't do it. I got my composer.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up! God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
I'm gonna continue this fair use.
almost comical listening to a group of women who invite strangers from dating apps to their house to smash on the first day are scared of men. I can't tell the way y'all be getting pregnant by strangers, men who last names you don't even know, men who mama you don't meet until the baby shower. I can't tell you scared of these men. Not the way you be out here giving out your address so freely and letting them come over there and Netflix and chill the way you.
Hold on.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up! God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
All right, I'm gonna let it finish.
Be going over their house when you don't even know them. Jeffrey Dahmer would have a field day with this generation, and somehow y'all scared of men. You scared to be in a forest with a man? Be for real. Y'all are comical. Nobody even takes you serious at this point because you're a joke. Every time you get on this internet and open up your mouth, it's a contradiction and you're a joke. Y'all doing too much. This hypothetical.
Yeah. Yeah, I follow her. Yeah, she's cool. I give her a follow for that. All right. So, and that's a woman laying out the scene about bears and men. I mean, yeah, yikes. Woo. Yeah. But I mean, I know a lot of women will get mad about that. I mean, she could be considered a pick-me. Hell, they say that's male identifying. I guess that's maybe cool, I guess. But overall, she ain't lying, man. There's some ladies. And listen, ladies, y'all know some friends here. And if you don't, stop the cap. Stop the cap. You know one lady out there that don't give up about that. There's some that probably smashing right now as we speak. Some random dude. Some stranger, maybe. And nothing wrong with the sex. Sex is okay. Just know what you're doing. I mean, what do I know? What do I know? Oh, one other thing I do want to add. And eventually I'm going to drop the link and see if anybody else wants to give their take on this. And before I do, make sure you guys hit the like button, share the stream. And one other thing.
My money.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Betty. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
And make sure to hit that super chat or cash app, It's also pinned to the top. And become a member of the channel as well. Oh, and I see my wonderful moderator wrote beautifully. Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you, Queen's Virtue. One other thing that I had to say, and this is going to be very offensive, but I have to go there because of the nonsense and the insanity. When I hear conversations like this, especially, and let's say the women initiate this conversation, and I'm not sure if it was a content creator on YouTube or on TikTok, especially. When you are advocating and rationalizing being with an animal than man, you are opening the doors. And listen to me carefully, ladies. You're opening the doors of what I like to call a form of bestiality. If you don't know what that is, look it up. You're entertaining this form of degenerate behavior. And what I've noticed, not learned, but what I've noticed now lately. Because we already know from one ethnic group that engaged it heavily. But I'm now noticing there are Black people in some parts of the world. And we could say here in America, but just in general, right now. And it is not really servicing yet, but I predict it's going to be the next trend. And I issue not. It is going to be the next trend because like everything is a fad. And what I mean a fad, and Miss Pat could be in the chat room because she's now half a century old now. So she has been on this earth for more than half of the century, right? You would notice and test because you're from Chicago. At one time, Black people never did things in the bedroom very egregiously. What I mean, there was no such thing as eating until roughly somewhere around, it was more predicated in the 70s, and it took really storm in the 80s, personally. And I think around the end of the 2000s, going on 2010 especially, now I'm hearing, and move beyond 4, now I'm hearing Black folks are engaged in backside loving with their mouths. And they look at, and some people must say, you must not let and I gotta laugh this because it's funny. I'm a certain age now, and I'm finding out now that when we engage in intercourse, it's not anything really sacred that has substance now. It's become a degenerate practice. Now I hear people eating the booty like groceries. I mean, what the hell? Now, the reason I'm saying I gotta be serious here with you guys, and listen to me. My language is gonna be clean for the sake of this stream, for good reasons. But I gotta be honest with y'all. When I hear this is what people are doing now, my thinking now, and I had to think long term, what's next? Because you actually did everything. You're sucking. You're not eating the feces. And you also engage in backdoor behaviors. The next and last thing on the docket is bestiality. I'm not lying. Listen to me good. I don't care if the numbers drop. I'm telling you what is already surfacing here and what is now the next step and what is now becoming. And this is the gateway of what we call bestiality now. I'm sorry. I don't care how people think or feel about this stream. But now when you rationalize being with a bear than a man, the thing that now that I have to conclude, you're now opening the doors if most black folks are not engaged in, which I don't think is there. I think it's there somewhere. You have to find it. But if it's gonna be the next trend, they're opening the doors for bestiality. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. So regardless of the rationale of why it's more logical to be with a bear than a man, think long and hard with this. Like, think long and hard. Because now you're opening the doors for something more perverted, which a lot of black folks, let's be honest, are already perverted already. And that's just the honest truth. It's really the honest truth. Now, ladies would have a honest opinion if men were talking about, say, I'd rather be with animals than a woman. You get no argument with me. I'll look at it as some weirdos and I'll say any dude that says stay away from them. But the conversation as it stands is that I'd rather be with an animal than with a man, regardless of the rationale. And what I said earlier in the stream about violence and all stuff is inevitable. It's part of existence, of human existence. The only thing you do is you maneuver around the environment and try to hopefully avoid the pitfalls or protect yourself if that day comes. There's no get around it, period. But in regards to the thing with animals and mankind, just in general, when I hear ladies talk about it, it's kind of sound goofy and really open the back door for bestiality. And this is the last final stage, because we did everything perverse like all other groups of people, other race of people that engage it. The only thing the black race has not done yet is they have not engaged in bestiality and express it and publicly as a whole. Once it gets to that point, I'm gonna be personally honest with y'all. It's a wrap. It's somewhat a wrap already, but really it's officially a wrap once you start advocating for this behavior. I mean, literally. And that's just my conclusion to all this. So now, what I'm gonna do right now, gonna drop the link. Yeah. I did my dissertation on all this, my rationale, and my views of this, personally. I can't say I'm mad. I find this to be disappointing in general. Because and let's be honest, most people could be doing this personally for clicks and views. And I think that might be the only conclusion when I'm hearing about the man and bear conversation, potentially. But I think it's something much more bigger. I think it is opening the door for other weirdo stuff, in my opinion. But that's just me. But overall, I mean, we got to be really logical here. No person should be advocating, which one's better to be with animals, especially a wild animal and a man. That's like me as a man saying, I think women are problematic. They give these problems to this. I'd rather have a cat or dog and be with a cat and dog than a woman. I mean, you'd be looked at as weirdo if you did that. I mean, personally, that's just me. And most dudes are not gonna be that weirdo where they're gonna say it. And let me tell you something. Any dude that says that, a lot of dudes are gonna clown ladies. They go look at it and say, "You weird, dude. You're weird." That's just the honest truth. They look at any dude that will say that and advocate that. They'll look at him as a weirdo. Let's keep it real with y'all. All right. Let me see if I got everything here. Oh, I'm gonna. Okay, so let me look back here. I was checking some. Let me check who this is. Okay. All right. First person on the panel. State your name. Who's this? Your mic is your mic open? Oh, your mic's on. I give a minute to get our mic situated. Make sure you guys hit the like button.
Oh,
Share.
hey, Chaos. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hey, Chaos. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Chaos. Oh my God. Okay, where do I begin with this? First of all, good hearing from you.
Before you get let everybody know who is speaking, because no one doesn't know who this is.
Oh, yes. Hey, Chaos. Yes, it's Pat from Chicago. How you doing, Miss Pat from Chicago? You know, yes, thank you. So, Chaos, thanks for letting me up. This topic has been intriguing me. Of course, as you say, it's kind of gone viral. But being the woman here, I know there's Queens there, so she's also in the building and in the house. But I think a lot of times men, and I understand why, you guys can only see things from your perspective. Like women, we can only see things from our perspective because we're not men and you guys are not women. But I think where the bridge where people can come together is we have to empathize. There's things that you guys go through as men. Cass, it may be something you could sit here and say, hey, as a man, this is what I go through. Because I'm a woman, I can't know what that feels like. I can't know what that means like. I can't know what that is like, right? But here's what I can do. My humanity would tell me, okay, I'm not a man. So whether I think it's preposterous, whether I think it's silly, whether I think it's far-fetched, whether I think it's just dismissive, my humanity would tell me that, okay, I'm not a man. So let me at least empathize to the point of what Chaos is saying, being a man in the world, moving and, having his being in the world. I have to give him some validation on what that means for him. It may not be my situation, but I can empathize. And I think a lot of times what happens is I think when women are saying things, too many times, too often, men are so quick to be dismissive. Oh, that's silly. Oh my God. But try to have empathy. And it's like the only time I think men tend to wear the cap of empathy is when it's women that are personal to them. Oh, my girlfriend, my wife, my mom, my aunt, my niece, my daughter, my sister. And I think that men have to expand their heart and mind of empathy. And that's the first thing I want to say, because again, I hear men talking about stuff all the time. And I'm like, that sounds totally ridiculous to me. But then I have to say, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm not a guy. So what may be problems that you guys are dealing with, and too often I would say this, sometimes women, we are dismissive of you guys' challenges and, trials and tribulations that are specific to men. And I think that's not right. I think it's not right when women are like, oh, men don't go through anything. But men, you guys do go through things. So I think where we can grow and heal, we have to have the heart of empathy and a mind of empathy. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want to say and speak to is the context of what it's saying. There's very few women, with the exception, I think, of that one lady, and I think she's missing the context. No one is talking about women wanting to have sex with bears. No one is talking about women wanting to date a bear. No one is talking about.
We could use the word intercourse.
Well, intercourse. I'm sorry. I'm
gonna be creative with this one. Go ahead.
Okay, I see what you said. Right. We're having coitus. Let's get all the way scientific. No one is talking about having those type of relations with the bear. With the context, the heart of that question, when it first hit the internet, was this: ladies, do you feel safer? And over time, it's been kind of pared down and watered down to get into something else.
Hello? Is that me? Is that my mic? Hello? 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 Hold on.
I can hear
Can you
you.
hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
I can
go.
hear you. Okay, Chaos, can you hear me? Okay,
Yeah,
so
it paused for.
yeah, it paused. Yeah, I'm sorry because someone was trying to get on my other line. So I'm on my phone. So what I'm saying is that originally the question originally hit the internet. Ladies, the full question: who or what would you feel safer in a wooded area with? Would you feel safer with a bear in terms of that setting, or would you feel safer in a wooded area with a man that you did not know? So that was the real truest heart of the context. People, when they responded to this, women by and large, overwhelming, including myself, I'm going to tell you 99% of the women are going to say the bear, not because we think all guys are bad, which was the reason why I don't understand why guys are getting upset about it. We're not saying all men are bad. We're saying if a woman, not a man, if a woman is alone and she finds herself in a wooded area, and there is a man who's there, who's a strange man, not someone she knows, not someone she has familiarity with, but just some strange guy. The thought of a woman's mind and of our life is this: I am going to be more concerned about that strange man. Here's why. Because unless I can, if the man is showing me that he can maybe give me some kind of vibe that he's not there to hurt me in many ways, then okay. But if I'm seeing a strange guy, I now know, okay, if this guy is one of the weirdos, if he is one of the creeps, I have less of a chance. Yeah,
I have two people in the panel, so if you could.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it quick.
If you could shorten it or make it in a complex, because
I got you, Chaos. So let me just wrap it up. Let me wrap it up. Let me wrap it up. So the point of the context is this: it's about survival. It's not about relationships. It's about, and I would tell you, if every woman would be honest, she would say yes, because the bear. Sometimes you can scare off an animal. Sometimes you can kind of play dead and the animal will kind of get around you. Sometimes you can do things to avert an animal from harming you. But that animal's job would be, hey, you're looking like my dinner tonight. But with a strange man, and if he has any ill-hearted intention, this guy is not just going to want to sit here and make me be his dinner. He's going to devalue me. He's going to degrade me. He's going to do all kind of disgusting things and then unalive me. So I'm saying, men, please look at us with the heart of empathy and don't be so quick to dismiss it as something really very childish. I'm done.
Okay. Well, like I said, Miss Pat, you know me as a man, like most men. I do hear you. I deal with anything that comes to my mouth. I had to deal with the rationale and logic of anything, personally. And I when I hear these conversations, Miss Pat, and trust me, a lot of people say dumb stuff, weirdo stuff, just to get attention, personally, and that's fine. But my biggest issue is when things like this should not even noticed, but what it considered viral. And let's know saying where's the rationale and logic of a lot of people, especially women that either it's a good thing or even parry on these same conversations. Even dudes that sitting there, and let me tell you something, any dude that sits and say it that they're right on it, always gotta look at who's his audience, because we gotta look at, as men, we gotta deal with the environment accordingly. And one thing we don't deal with, we don't mess with, is we don't mess with wild animals, especially with black men. Now, other groups of people, men probably will mess with it because it's like a front and like it's some type of how you could say it, to get a certain rocks off or get an adrenaline rush. But as black men, we don't sit there are so lenient or fond of dealing with wild domestic animals like that, So when we hear these conversations and women are either advocating or really think this is the way to go and this is rationalizing and really rationalizes nonsense, I gotta look at them as weirdos. But that's just my perspective.
But do you understand the perspective of what I was saying? Do you get what I am saying?
I follow. And I follow not what you said.
I know you can't relate to it because you're not a woman. But what I'm trying to tell you, okay, let me ask you this. If you and I are walking down the street at 10 o'clock at night, name any major city, I'm here in Chicago. Do you fear me or do I fear you? And it's just the two of us walking down the street of Chicago at 10 o'clock at night. Do you fear me or do I fear you?
I'm gonna give you a general answer, and I said this early in the stream. violence, Miss Pat. Listen to me.
I want you to answer specific, Chaos. I heard what you said.
No,
As
no,
a man and a woman, do
this
you
is my
fear
an- this is my-
me
this is
or
my
do
answer.
I fear you?
This is my answer. We live in a
Okay.
violent world. This is America. This is the West. There's no
I get all that. It could be
safety.
anywhere in the world. As a man and a woman.
So hold on, Miss Pat. So to conclude, to answer your question,
Mhm.
and I'm not, and this is not typical. I'm giving you the honest opinion about how I see the world works.
I
This
never
is a
what do you feel?
dangerous,
What do you
crazy-
feel,
I
Chaos?
don't feel nothing. I operate during
Right,
how the
you
world
exactly.
operates.
You
No,
would
no,
not
no,
fear
stop,
me, but I
stop,
would
stop,
fear
stop,
you.
stop,
I
stop,
would
stop.
fear you.
I operate
Exactly.
how the world works. If you're a
Exactly.
woman,
I would
if
fear
you're a
you,
woman,
but you would not fear me.
if you're a woman, if you understand, it's like most men understand this. I'm about to do speak in a second. That this is not a nice world we live in, especially when we talk about as Black folks. As small population, we deal amongst monsters, criminals, and very much crazy, wild people that operate and don't use rational. They deal with non-consequence overall on the average. The dudes that come here and sit there and are brave with deal of violence, they're already at a point out of their damn mind or some other rational problems they have. But we can notice because this is how the society is constructed, especially living in a industrial society, which is known prone. Miss Pat, you live in a city, prone for violence. You get me? So if you're a woman, especially, and you understand the environment, you will be very really lenient to operate in this environment today, personally, because this world's not a nice place; it's a violent place, and it's even especially uncertain in an environment which is very high industrial and technized. That you always got to be on your guard and cautious, especially.
Are you a guard?
Stop! I gotta let everybody speak.
Right, but Chaos, I asked you the question,
stop.
and you didn't answer it though.
Miss Pat, I gotta let somebody else talk. I already
right, but you didn't answer the question, Chaos.
My answer is this is a dangerous world, so I don't leave off no man, no woman. Period.
So you're gonna be afraid of me? Okay.
No, I would be afraid of anybody right now. The way how this country and this world is operating right now. Period. If I had to be really honest, but as a man, I gotta move according to the environment. Who's next in the panel? Kenneth, right? You there? Kenneth.
Yes. Hey, how you doing? I am here.
What's good? What's on your mind, brother?
Hey.
Can you add on to the subject topic at hand if you can?
Yes, I will add on to it. First, let me say, Miss Pat, I am familiar with you, and I've listened to some of your talking points on other panels. I will say that I think out of all the women that and these panels that you frequent, out of all the women that I've seen, I think you are the most fair. You know, sometimes I hear some of the stuff you say, and maybe I think it's a little outlandish, but still, I do think you are far and away the most fair. Right?
I try to be fair. Thank you.
I do believe that. So I'm saying that is to say, I think what you're saying right here, from your perspective, maybe it's genuine, but with all due respect, I think this is one of the most ridiculous. I don't know how this thing has gotten this far. Right? I mean, it's I guess it's interesting to have this kind of a conversation, but to be honest with you, I believe that any individual, man or woman, that says they are more willing to take their chance with a freaking bear in the woods, I don't care where it is, over a human being, that's nonsense.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? If you find yourself, and I understand why you're saying that, and thank you for sharing that. I try to be impartial, and I try to see both sides. So thank you. And I think that's where you guys sometimes are not seeing, possibly empathizing with the side of a woman. Men are naturally bigger, stronger. We're a third of you guys' strength, height, weight. Anatomically, we're not built in a way that I can physically overtake you in a sensual way as adults. Now, we're not talking about children and younger people. We're talking about man to woman, woman to man. Physically, I'm not anatomically built to do that. So I can understand why, from a man's perspective, you guys would be like, oh, heck yeah, give me the bear. But I think if you would rephrase that question, would you feel more fear stumbling into the woods, running up on a woman versus a bear? Well, of course, you're going to be like, shoot, the bear is horrible. I'd rather stumble upon a woman. But what I'm telling you, what women we're saying from our context is, hey, if I stumble upon a man in the woods, I feel just almost in some ways even more afraid of that man, because here's what I have to fear about the bear. I have to fear that, guess what? The bear is going to make me his lunch or his dinner, but I may have a way to kind of maneuver out of that. There may be a way. However, if I'm running into a man who, like I said, who has ill-hearted intentions, how do I maneuver out of that?
Okay, can I respond to?
Sure,
Here's
please.
my point.
Yes, I
Here's my
really want a
point.
response.
Well, I mean, first of all, from a statistical standpoint, are men more violent to women, or are they more violent to other men? Which
Well,
one?
I think men are more violent to both. I even said that in the chat. Men have to
Well,
fear
no,
men. I would
hold on,
agree.
because
Men
see,
have to fear
hold
men.
on, right? I understand, but hold on, because Miss Pat, with all due respect, when you asked Chaos a similar question,
Mm-hmm.
you wanted a direct answer.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're not giving me a direct answer.
Okay, rephrase.
Men,
Say your
okay,
question. I'm sorry.
so are men
Mm-hmm.
more violent to other men,
Mm-hmm.
or because I'm going back to the bear thing, but are
Mm-hmm.
men more violent to other men, or are they more violent to women?
I would say to men. I would definitely say to
Okay.
men, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you ask that question with regards to if I'm walking in the woods and I see a bear, and you're talking about the dynamics of an animal in that capacity that can run about 35 miles an hour, even though they're like 800 pounds, right? And have the strength of like 15 men, and claws and everything, and fangs and teeth and all these things that go along with it. And you're asking me if I'm, even still, if I'm in a position where I'm running up on another man who
But
is
I didn't ask
more
man.
like,
I said a woman. I said if you stumbled upon a
right, but
woman, you
I
wouldn't
understand.
fear that.
Guys, 1 second. Andre, is that you on the panel? I was want to double check. Andre.
Right, but I just want to put it back in context. I didn't say.
Wait. Is that you, Andre?
Yeah,
All right, that's good. All right, continue, guys.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll just be real quick. All I'm saying is I think that when we got into this point, I think this is, I think you're taking it too far. I mean, I understand that everybody has their issues. I think, like what Cal said earlier, I mean, really, I'm a stats guy, and statistically speaking, women are just as likely to assault men as men are, or more likely actually to assault men than men are to assault women. I think we focus in on the fact that men can do more damage, but then now we're going back to a situation with a bear. I'm gonna finish it up here. When you're talking about the likelihood, you're talking in respective to situations where you're around other men daily. If you are in a situation where you're around those kind of animals, why do you think other animals run from bears? I mean, this, this is really not really, to me. I don't know. It's just mind-boggling that we've
But you
gotten
do
to this point.
understand a bear can't sexually assault me and
Okay,
do all
well, I'm
sorts
not.
of other things to me and then unalive me. This is what we're talking about. You do understand that, guess what? Again, you put it in context of men, but I said if you came across a strange woman, and we're not talking about women who know men. Yes, in domestic issues, women can be equally as violent as men in domestic issues. But keep in mind, they know there's a knowing there. We're talking about strangers. That's why I said chaos. If I'm walking down the streets of Chicago at 10 o'clock at night, let's just keep it a buck. Do you fear me or do I fear you? I'm going to fear him. Now, he may be God's angel sent from heaven, but because I'm a woman, I'm walking down these streets at 10 o'clock at night, I'm going to naturally just say, hopefully this guy is a good guy. You're not going to think, hopefully she's a good girl. You're not going to think that. But I'm telling you, let's not be so quick to dismiss women, what we feel, because we do have a real sentiment of having to know there are guys out there. We're talking about stranger danger. We're not talking about guys that we potentially know. That's the issue of the context.
Okay. Kenneth, let me see if anybody's on there. Hustle Mustard there?
I'm here.
All right. I'm not sure how long you've been listening to my dissertation of this topic. Can you lay out from what you heard so far?
My God. Please tell me this stuff is not for real. Women liking bears? It is some sort of phony AI program, or AI that they put together, put the women's likeness in it. What's going on here?
I mean, you see the unique artwork of it. This is, and now mind you, let's be honest, these are bears. You think bears gonna be that comfortable with a woman the way it is?
Nope.
All right.
If anything, she'll bite her face off before anything. I'm just saying.
It's not a real image. This is not a real image. You get me?
Yep.
So, matter of fact, I just saw one video on TikTok, and it looked like the woman's Russian. She was hugging all up on a bear in some forest, and you know, Russia, they do some weird things. They wrestle with animals, so I ain't gonna go into that. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say that too. In Russian, they're more friendly with the bears.
Say something.
Chaos. Can I say this
No.
real quick? Because
No. I gotta let House to speak because it's somewhat of an order potentially, and I don't want to skip orders. So when you finish, I'll let you speak.
You hopped up after me. We good though, Hustle.
Say what now?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
My bad.
Yeah, this.
My fault, fam. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Now to piggyback on what the young lady was saying, well, not piggyback, but the respond to what she was saying. Who's more dangerous? Who's more of a threat, a man or an animal? Well, in hindsight, you would think an animal, because at least humans, you can kind of make out whether they're a threat or not. But at least with an animal, whether it be a bear, a tiger, a lion, you assume off rip they're going to be a threat. They want to eat you alive. Heck, a dog can probably give off that same vibe. So they're both a threat, but on different levels. I'd be more scared of a bear breaking into my house trying to eat me alive than I would a man breaking into my house trying to rob me. At least I can get my
You're a
firearm and
man.
do some
You can
damage.
contend with him because you can contend with someone who's about your same height, your same strength. You can contend. I'm 1/3 of your strength, sir. I'm probably 1/3 of your height, sir.
But you picked the
Actually,
bear,
I'm 5'6" 170 pounds, so I can
Right,
fight
but
and I'll get a
but guess
firearm and do
what?
some damage if need
But
be.
guess what? Maybe if I have a knapsack with me, and maybe if I got some Cheetos and maybe some ham sandwiches, maybe if I throw that in one direction, maybe the bear will say, "Hey, she's distracting me and go over there." But if I can have my backpack on with a ham sandwich, and if this guy is a weirdo creep, he's going to take me over. You guys have no connection to what that means.
He might just take your food and run away with it. I don't know.
No. There's an important thing that needs to be addressed. She's talking about like she's a third of the size of a man. So like I'm 6 foot personally. So if you're a third shorter than me, that would
I'm 5'4", sir. I'm 5'4". So right there, I'm no match for you height wise. You've already
I'm
got me
5'6" and a half.
No.
But even if you're taller, even if we're the same height, you have more strength. So you guys have even more strength.
Let me finish here.
Go ahead.
I heard that wrong. So she said she's a third shorter. So that means you'd be what, 4.5 feet?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm using that as come on. I'm just saying that just as subjective.
If we do
talk about women in general,
you're
let's not
probably
be ridiculous.
If we do measurements, you're like 6 inches taller than her. But besides the point, continue, Andre.
Right. Thank you, Chaos.
No, like that would make her 1.5 feet short.
Sir, let's just go to the point. I've said that as being subjective. Please.
Well, let me finish my point. My point is effectively that would make you a midget because you'd be 4.5 feet if you're a third.
Oh my God. Okay.
I don't think that that's what she was implying.
Right. This guy is not trying to have a serious conversation, sir. I just used that as saying that women are naturally smaller. Right. Please don't be obtuse.
Like the point that I'm making, that you're making like these extreme exaggerations.
What's an extreme exaggeration?
I mean, I can understand if you're a female and you're 5'4" you damn right you're gonna be scared of someone twice your size. That makes plenty of sense to me, especially if she ain't got a weapon on her. At least I can be on some Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan type stuff and fight my way out of it. So hey, but do that with a wild bear. No, that ain't happening.
Like the point that I'm trying to make is like we're listening to people making these arguments. They're talking about they're a third smaller than men, and for a guy like me, the average guy is not 5'5".
Oh my God, sir!
Specifically.
Okay, so basically,
this guy's still talking about height. Go ahead, sir.
I'm talking about height to show the point of like how.
Sir, that's not the point of the conversation. Do you not understand when someone gives just an example of something? What we're talking about? What are you saying, sir?
You keep interrupting me every time I speak because like you're trying to redirect the conversation. I understand that you have to do that, right? Because then it would expose that you don't know what you're talking about. Like, You said you're
Someone
third.
who's steadily talking about height. Sir, what are you saying anything to me? Go ahead.
Me again.
Who, me? Oh, okay.
No, she
Yeah.
was. She just interrupted me again. Because like every time I speak, well, actually,
Sir, I'm not
go ahead.
saying
Well,
anything
go
right
ahead.
now. What is
Continue.
your point?
Go ahead.
The guy
You
next to
interrupt
me, continue.
Go ahead.
Oh, hey, wait. Before we continue, a brief intermission. 1 second.
My money. I told you.
Where is my money?
Betty. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
All right. Yeah, make sure you guys like the stream and please donate with the super chat or cash app to the Chaos Range stream. And you know, obviously these are usual topics and conversations, but nonetheless, this is the conversation of the internet. So, like I said, the titles: choosing bear over man, is it right? I mean, is the docket. And I didn't really give my answer to that, but like I said, I let the crowd be more of the answer. And I see people in the chat room, right? Wait, what's this?
I just don't believe this is real, honestly.
Wait, let me see what Queen Virtue wrote. I live out in the country near a woodsy area. We see bears all the time. They come in the yard sometimes if they smell food real outside, but when they see people or cars, like they run. Yeah. And you gotta understand the reason why they'll run Queen Virtue is because there's a crowd of people. And usually they're not gonna sit there be bold to be put themselves in a position where if they're gonna start unaliving people, they know there's other humans gonna be around to really
Chaos Brain, actually, like typically the way the question is phrased is
yeah,
would you prefer to be with a bear in the woods or a man in the woods? So like you literally just like fucking kill that whole argument because she's making a straw man talking about like you know, like living in the city or wherever she lives.
There is no straw man, sir. I actually started out talking about the wooded area. And the one gentleman who said, you know, Miss Pat, you are a very fair person. What I was saying, if you put it even in context with the man, I can understand why a man would say, hey, I would rather face off with another human. But what I am saying is this: if a man runs up on a woman in the woods versus a bear, he's absolutely not going to have any fear pretty much about what that woman's going to do. However, if a woman runs up on a man by herself, I'm going to say this and I'm going to hush, go back on mute. If a woman runs up in a wooded area by herself and she sees a man, she knows she's in just as much danger, in some cases, possibly even more, of what this strange man may potentially do to her. Now, that's just a point blank period.
Okay, are you done now? Okay, so
Are
I'm not
you?
sure.
Please begin.
You interrupt me every 10 seconds I speak. It's really annoying, and you're doing it intentionally because you don't want to hear a real argument. You just want to rant. But the point that I was trying to make is that unless you are Queen of Virtue, she's talking about she lives out in the country in a woodsy area, which like technically you could say that's like, you know, like in the woods or whatever, but like you're not actually in the woods. Like the question is phrased as if like they were like walking in the woods, not like you lived in the outskirts of a city somewhere.
If you could limit the F word, that'd be better. But go ahead, just give me a heads up. Go ahead, continue.
So it's phrased as like you're living in like the outskirts of some random fucking place somewhere. Oh, sorry, I said it again. In the outskirts of a random place somewhere. So there's a difference because if you're living on the outskirts, like obviously, you know, like yes, they can still come around your property, whatever, but they're more likely to not like F with you living in a scenario like that than being in the woods. Because in the woods, like you think these wild bears that never been around humans are gonna just be scared and run away. Like I'm pretty sure they would like to disembowel you and eat you rather than just like you know, you could scare them off because they seen you because you're in the wild now. Now you're not talking about like, you know, like no city lights, no fires, none of that. You're in the woods. I'm not even sure why like this is an argument to be had, but some people think it makes sense to them, anyways.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Kenneth or Hustler? You know?
Yeah, like I said, I just think is a really it's a ridiculous proposition as far as I'm concerned. I mean, even relative to this logic that men can do more damage to women. So what could a bear do? Like when you go camping, you come, oh, I just throw some Cheetos out. They say don't. I'm not taking that kind of a chance. I mean, we're talking about a situation where if you are actually out there with these wild animals, and forget it, don't got to be a bear. Like somebody was saying earlier, I've seen foxes, and I saw a video the other day where a man was trying to feed a fox. So there's your Cheeto argument. Was trying to, and that fox attacked him. A fox. And you got to understand, like when the sister was talking about being assaulted, even not just physically, but in another manner that I don't know if you can say that on YouTube, but you think you guys get my drift. Again, you're more concerned about that than you are getting mauled by a bear?
Yes. As a woman, we are. Yes. And that's sad that you would even hold on. That's sad that you even laugh about that. That's sad that you would even laugh about that, sir, because as a woman, yes, I am afraid of someone wanting to take my dignity as a woman against my will. I'm sorry that you as a man, you don't have to fear that pretty much as a grown adult man from a woman.
But it's not necessarily that. It's just, okay, I think that if I could just, I'm sorry, brother, just real quick. I'll be real quick. I don't know if you guys can remember, this was years ago. I guess there was this woman that owned a baboon or something like that she owned, right? And I guess this animal was domesticated, but technically you're never domesticating these wild animals, right? And if I'll go look it up. For some reason, I guess this baboon or whatever, was some kind of a monkey, attacked her, right? And you can hear her friend calling 911 saying this animal was chewing her face up. You can see pictures of this woman. She is so disfigured to this day that she can never get that back. And the point I'm trying to make is you're talking about these animals have insane amounts of strength, right? And power. And you're saying that you would take your chances with these kind of animals, even as a woman, you would have a better chance of fighting off a man that's trying to assault you than you would. Yes, you would. That's what I'm saying.
Wait. Let me ask the question. You're telling me a 5'4" woman who's 160 pounds can fight off, let's say, a 6'5", 6'6" man who's 250. I have just as much chance with the bear.
Well, hold on. Use a weapon of some sort. Pepper spray, bat, whatever.
Hold on. You got to listen. Hold on. Let me see, because again, I think Miss Pat. Listen, you are comparing, let's just say a man Shaq size, 7 feet, 300 pounds, right?
That's a bear to me.
No, well, that's to you. That doesn't matter to you.
That's the most women.
Okay, but hold on. I understand, Miss Pat, but we're talking about an animal that could be standing on its hind legs is like 8 or 9 feet and like 800 pounds.
But you do understand, though, with the man also comes the other issue, right? You understand that's the whole context of what women are saying.
I understand. So that's
the heart of the issue.
So you're saying you're not. The issue. So, I understand that's you. So you're more concerned about
that's women. That's women. That's the context. Even the young lady that Chaos played, the one who was kind of laying in the bed, he said she was a biracial young woman. She even explained that. Y'all not hearing that because there's no empathy there, but I can guarantee you, ask the women in your family, ask the women that you care about to see what they would say.
I think, Miss Pat, you're not having empathy. Like I gave you the example of that woman that got attacked by that monkey. And I think you are undermining what she's had to go through in her life, even though she wasn't assaulted in that way.
Sir, no, we know that an animal can hurt people.
But you're trying. But Miss Pat, you're trying to draw a parallel between getting physically assaulted and getting, Chaos. Can I say that?
Assaulted. Yeah, I think that's fine. I guess.
Okay. Well,
he's talking about SA. He's talking about SA. You can say
Yeah,
SA.
can I? Okay, SA. Okay, so physically assaulted,
You
and
mean
then SA.
taking their, oh, you mean taking their innocence? Yeah, you could say taking their innocence.
Okay,
That,
taking their innocence, right?
yeah.
And like I said, I mean, I'm saying you're trying to make an argument, Pat, that it sounds like one is worse than the other. I think they both are bad, equally bad, right?
Well, you can't
I
say
mean,
that because you're not a woman. You don't live with that threat.
I didn't say. Hold on. That's why I said I think, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean,
You think.
hold on, but right. But you got to understand that even though I'm a man, both things can happen to me as well, right?
It sure can. You're right.
Hold on. But you're undermining the fact that because you might be more willing to be mauled by a bear than being essayed by a man. Right? I mean, that's you. I don't know how many women would be willing to take their chances.
Ask them.
Well, you know what? I mean, like,
ask
you
the
know
women,
what? I'm gonna
ask
look
the
up the
women in your
women.
personal circle.
Okay.
Ask them.
All right.
Ask
Okay.
the ladies that you care about and that you know, and say, hey, listen, would you be safer running into a strange man in it doesn't have to be the woods. It could be on a street, wherever. Would you feel safer? Sometimes even when I'm on an elevator, when it's with a man, I make sure I go all the way up to the front of the door. If I'm on an elevator with a strange man, he could be black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese. It doesn't matter. I do that. Every woman does that. I even pay attention. Every woman does it, no matter what age or race. Women, we have to think about you all that way. Doesn't mean that all of you are like that. To be honest, I think most men are not out here trying to hurt women. Thank God. Thank God. But what I am saying is, let's not be so dismissive and pretend like the guys who are out here doing what they're doing are not doing what they're doing, and making it clear that we have to take certain precautions as women that you may not have to take. That's a fact.
Correction. We do take the same precautions that women take. I don't leave my house without something to fight
Sir,
with. Just
I'm
in
not
case something
talking
do pop
about that.
off,
I'm talking about SA. Are you concerned about a woman essaying you? I'm not talking about within the same gender.
Really.
Thank you. I'm talking about across the gender. That's what I'm referring to here. You're not worried about a woman tackling you in the middle of the night if you're walking down the street going to get you a Subway sandwich. But I have to be worried about
but
that.
I got to worry about something else. What if she make a false allegation against me and said I did something, but I didn't do a damn thing to her? That can happen too, you know.
Now, come on, sir. Now that's a straw man. I'm talking about. Can we just stick to the context? Can we just stick to the context, sir? Let's just stick to the context.
Hello, hold on, guys. I gotta do this again.
My money. I told you. Where is my money? Benny. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
Stop. I'm Pastor Mark. I have not seen that one people doing it yet. I would sure appreciate it to keep this going. I'm going to observe in another few more minutes. Somebody throw something into the pot of the stream. I would surely appreciate it. On that, I'm already past my time on it. I could end this sooner. So before I do, I'm gonna give people more time, a little bit. When after that, I'm probably depending who's going to contribute. The stream might still keep going, but we'll see. I seen the person in the panel. Lion, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What do you have to contribute or say to today's title?
Listen, there's no point in dragging this conversation out. If you ladies really feel that way, I double dog, triple dog, fucking dare you to take your ass.
If we could limit the F word.
Oh, sorry. I double dog, triple dog dare y'all to go and take your butts over there to the wilderness and live with the bears. Then, if y'all really feel that way, here are your options. You either get a gun, take a self-defense class, or get you a man, or do all three.
Well, I actually am a gun. I'm a conceal and carry. You better believe it.
Okay, good.
You better believe it.
That being said, those are your options because men aren't going anywhere. Can
I ask you a question? Why are you so offended if we're talking about the bad guys?
It's to the point I'm not even offended. It's a stupid conversation.
But it's stupid for you, sir, because you're not a woman and you are not trying to empathize. Sir,
if you really feel that way, then go.
Well, sir, listen,
Those
we're
are your
not talking
choices.
about going to the woods. You totally are missing the context because you have no empathy about it, because you're choosing to be obtuse.
Because
You're choosing to
the
look at it.
same men who gave you context to our situation, because men are just as subject to violence against men. Do you
And
hear
I
us
said
saying?
that.
Do
And I
you
said
hear us?
that.
But do you hear us
I
saying
said
any?
that.
Do you hear a movement about us going to live with a bunch of lions? Yes or no?
Sir, that's not I
No.
didn't
I
hear about a
asked you a
movement. Wait, you're
question.
saying there's
Men are
wait.
just as prone
Calm
to
down,
violence.
sir. Sir, I'm trying to ask you a question. You're saying that there's a movement of women trying to move with bears? I'm just trying to get some clarity. You said
If
there's a
this is the
movement?
context, because at the end of the day, y'all are talking about y'all would choose a bear over a man. At this
No,
point,
that's
there's
not what,
nothing left to
sir,
say.
that's not what they're saying. Oh my God. Lord, am I talking to adults? The context is survival. Would you have more chance of survival with the bear versus a human
So, in other
man?
words, you feel safer with the bear over a
No,
man.
you feel you
That's
have
the
more of a
context.
chance to survive, sir.
No,
Because guess
no,
what?
no, no, no. That is not the context. I have
That
heard
is
you.
the
You are not
context.
the
That is
first woman out
absolutely the
here to talk
context.
about this crap. At the end
Sir,
of the day,
I
if you
challenge you to
feel
go and
safer
look at
with
the
the bear,
original
then go
context.
date the bear. It's
Why are you
simple.
talking about dating? Who's talking about dating?
If you feel safer with the bear, the
Sir,
point
are you
is
weird?
y'all are
Are you
saying
weird?
y'all
Sir, no one's
feel
talking
safer
about
with the bear.
dating.
Yes or no?
Sir, do
Is
you
that
know, are
not the
you,
context?
say what?
I
What,
answered
say
your
it again.
question. I'm going to
No,
ask you a
you
question.
ask me
Do
the
y'all feel
question.
safer with the bear? Yes or no? Do you feel safe with the bear? Yes or no?
What?
Good. Take your ass off and go live with the bear then. I hope you went
Why
to go
are you
live with
so
the bear.
offended? No, let me ask you a question. Why are you so offended? Are you one of the
I
bad
am not
guys that we need
offended.
to
It's just
fear?
a stupid
No.
conversation.
Well, no. Are you one of the bad guys? Because what I notice is some men totally get it. They'll say, yeah, I understand why my daughter would say that. I understand why my wife would say something like that. But
And
you,
I would
sir, are
say the
taking a
very
personal
same
offense.
thing
Why
to if
is
my
that?
sister or if I had a daughter. If you really feel that way, you get a gun, you take a self-defense class, or you get you a man, or you do all three. I would say the exact same
Sir,
thing.
so the question that we're talking about, though, is about survival. You're talking about dating bears, having bear movements, which is totally just beyond ignorance to me. And I don't even understand where that would even enter the picture. But we're talking about women in terms of feeling safe and in terms of her survival.
And I
That's
just
really the
said,
context.
and you literally just said what I asked you. So what you're pretty much stressing to us is you feel safer among a bear than a
I feel
man.
I
You
would feel I
just
would have a
said it.
better chance of survival. I don't know if I would be
You
safer,
also
but I
just
feel I have a
used the
better
word
chance of
safer, did you
survival.
not? Did you
Say
not
what?
just use the word safer? Did you not just use the word safer?
I didn't I said I would I said listen to me because I see that this may I have to say this slower for
You
you.
just
I
I
just
asked you a
said
stupid question,
I
man.
would
Do you feel
listen,
safer
sir.
with the bear? Yes or no? Do you feel
I
safe
didn't
with
even
the
say,
bear?
I
Yes or
didn't even
no?
respond. I didn't even respond. Play it back, Chaos. I didn't even respond because I know it was totally stupid.
Did you
What I
not
just said is
just
I
say,
said I can't
you know what?
say,
You know what?
hold
I'm
on.
just
I
gonna
said
ask
I
the fellas.
can't say, I
Fellas,
said I
no,
can't
no,
say,
no,
oh no,
ma'am.
One
now
at a
you're trying to
time,
get
I'm going
help.
to ask
please.
the men. I'm
Sir,
going
sir,
to
you
ask the
don't need
men.
help. Sir, you
I'm
don't need
going to
help from
ask the
the,
men.
you don't
I'm
need
going to
help
ask
from
the
the
men.
men. I'm going to
Did she
finish my
not
thought.
just say,
Sir, I didn't say
you know what?
anything.
Chaos. Chaos.
Hold on,
Chaos,
Chaos.
hold
did
on,
I even answer it?
Chaos.
Hold on, relax. Breathe.
I didn't even answer it,
Chaos, I'm
sir.
going to ask you a question, Chaos. I'm going to ask
Yeah.
you a simple question because I know you heard her loud and clear. Did she
I didn't
not
say
just
anything.
use the word safer?
I
Yes
used
or
the word
no?
safer, but this is what I said. If
I
you'll
asked
listen, I
Chaos. I
said,
didn't ask you.
wait, no, I'm
I
going to
asked
say my
Chaos,
sentence
ma'am. I
because,
asked
sir,
Chaos, ma'am. I
I'm
asked Chaos.
gonna
I
say
didn't
this.
ask
I'm gonna
you.
say this. And I'm not gonna speak for anybody, but you asked the question. If you didn't get the answer line, then that pretty much concludes your answer. We don't want to keep going back and forth because it's now become goofy now. Personally, I don't mind the back and forth. Well, let's be honest. You asked the question and your answer was never your question or answer, so that should give you an answer already. Personally,
She just said the word safer. Did
I
she not
said
use?
safer, sir. I said I can't say I would be safer, but I would feel that I would have a better chance of survival. That's what I said.
No, you just used the
I
word.
used the word safer,
You
but I
said
said I
safer
can't
and
say I would
survival.
be
In other
safer.
words, you feel safer.
Sir,
If
how
that's
much
how you really
education do you
feel,
have?
if
Sir,
that's
how much,
how you
sir,
really
what's your highest
feel,
level of
if that's how
education?
you really
Sir,
feel,
what's your
then go
highest level of
ahead.
education here?
If that's how you feel, then go ahead. I'm not even insulting you. I'm not saying you don't have a right to feel that way.
What's your highest
Clearly,
level
you're
of
not listening to
education?
me either.
No,
So
I'm
clearly, you're
listening.
not listening to
Oh,
me.
no, I'm
If you
listening.
really
You're not
feel that
understanding.
way, if
What
y'all
is your
feel that
highest
way,
level of
then go be with the
education
bear.
here? Sir, what is your highest level
If
of
you really
education?
feel that way, go
No,
be
no, I
with the
want you to
bear.
answer me. What is your highest level of education?
What the hell does that have to do with this conversation, ma'am?
I'm going somewhere
That
with it.
has
What's your
nothing to
highest
do with
level
the
of
conversation,
education?
ma'am.
Oh, it
My
has something. It
highest
has something to do
level
with
of
comprehension.
education,
It has
that is
something to do with
nothing but a sign
comprehension.
language
It has
tactic,
something to
and
do with
now you're just
comprehension
being
and
goofy
cognitive
and being
skills.
obtuse
What's your
just for
highest
the
level of
sake of being
education?
obtuse. This
What's
has
your
nothing to
highest
do with
level
the
of education?
conversation. This has
What is
nothing to
your
do with the
highest level of
conversation. Now
education,
you're being
sir?
goofy. Now you're
No,
being
what?
goofy.
No, I'm being very sincere.
No,
What is your
no, you're
highest level
not.
of
No,
education?
you're not. I asked
Oh,
you
I am.
questions pertaining to the conversation.
Sir, what is your highest
This is
level of?
pertaining to the
Are you
subject of the
ashamed to say?
conversation.
Are you
Me
ashamed to
talking
say
about
what your
my
highest level of
education does
education
not
is?
mean
Because
anything.
here's what I understand. When you don't have certain level of education, you sometimes lack cognitive skills. Okay, and you're sometimes not understanding context, and you're sometimes not comprehending. Right. So I'm trying to find out what is your level of education.
My level of education has nothing to do with
Oh,
the
clearly it
conversation.
does. Because here's why. I
No, it
think
does
if you
not.
had a higher level of education, you would understand just what I was saying.
I asked you a question. Do you feel safer with the
If
bear?
you
Yes
had a
or no?
higher level of education,
I
you would
asked you a
understand
question
comprehension,
pertaining
you
to
would
the
understand
question.
better
I'm
cognitive
pertaining to the
skills,
subject.
and you would
This is
not be
nothing but an ad
presenting
hominem sign language attack. That's all it is. That's
arguments,
all it is.
obtuse arguments
That's
that are
all it
not
is a
cogent.
side
Do
bet.
you know
This
what
is
I just
nothing but a
told you?
troll. This
No, I'm not a
is not
troll,
even a
sir.
real conversation.
No, we're
This is
having a real
really not even a
conversation.
conversation. This is really just a
You're
troll.
talking
This is
about
really just a
women
troll
dating
movement.
bears. How
This
how
whole bear
ridiculous!
stuff is just a troll movement. That's
And you
all it
couldn't
is.
hardly even
Y'all are
control
not
your
serious. At the
language
end of the day,
because you
y'all
were
are not
bringing the street
serious.
language. You couldn't hardly get the
Y'all
F
are
words
not
and all that.
serious.
So that
At the
speaks
end of the
also
day,
to a
y'all are
level
not
of a
even
lack
serious.
of dignified.
If y'all
So
really feel
I
that
get it.
way, then
I see
go.
where you are.
If
I
y'all
see where
really
you are.
feel that way, then go. I see where y'all are
I see
too.
where you are, sir. Yeah, but
I can
I would
see
tell
where
you,
y'all are too.
I would
Y'all
say,
feel
sir,
safe with
do
the
a
bear.
little bit
You have a
better.
higher
Do
chance
a
of
little bit
surviving with
better,
the bear. Okay, cool.
and
The
guess what? You
only
don't have to go to
the
school,
only
but take that
response
Google internet that you're
the
looking at
only
and
response
start
is to say,
educating
okay,
yourself.
go.
So
Goodbye.
start educating yourself,
If
okay?
y'all really feel that way, go.
Start
Goodbye.
educating yourself, brother. It's never too late. A
At the
mind is a
end of
terrible
the
thing to waste. United Negro College Fund, that your mind is a terrible thing to waste.
All right. Yeah, guys done. Good. All right. Excellent. Let me see.
Chaos. Thank you, brother. I'm out.
I guess. Thank you. I guess. All right. Interesting. That was very interesting. But Line, if you ask a question and the question was never answered, that gives confirmation where it's at person, I'm not sure why education has to deal with this logic notion or this argument about will you be with a slave, be with a bear,
is
or
that an 8?
So I don't know, man. It's just
Hey, Chaos, is that an 8 in your is that the number 8 in your name and your Cash App name?
Correct. Yes, correct. That's 8. Chaos 8 Rain. That's my Cash App. Yeah. I mean, let's be fair. Oh, now it's starting to jump. I hope you guys liking the stream and sharing the stream since I got more people watching. Surprisingly, like I said, I didn't feel really comfortable even having this conversation, but I think the conversation need to be had personally. And I'm gonna check the notification in a second. Personally, let's keep it real. When people divulge and said now this thing about man and animal, that's where we at. I mean, I look at it overall, and in my opinion, we're already doing enough degenerate stuff in our community, and this is byproduct of other race people. But that now we talking about animals and stuff and being that's stepping into, in my opinion, bestiality now. But
because Chaos, it's nothing but a troll movement, man. If they really feel that way, the only optimal response is to say, then go. Because men are just as prone to violence. It's already statistically proven that men are just as prone to violence from other men in America. Do you hear other men talking about going to live with other animals? No.
No.
Nope.
So it is what it is. At the end of the day, She can get a gun, she can take self-defense classes, or get a man. Either way, men are not going anywhere. Get the fuck over it.
He said it again.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh God, man.
Enough animals. Get a dog or a cat.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, but this is a stupid conversation. It's stupid.
Yeah, I know.
This conversation is beyond dumb. The point, but we shouldn't be entertaining this. Like, forget the context. There is no context. If she feels that she has a higher chance of survival or feels safer, which is the words that she used, then the only answer is to tell him to go, because all this sitting there psychologizing, trying to empathize with them is not going to change anything.
Wait a minute. So she said she got a better chance of survival with a bear as opposed to being with a man. Is that what she was implying?
That is the word she just used. She just used it when she was talking to me. She said she either feels safer or she has a higher chance of survival. Those are the words she kept saying. So if that's the case, then go to the forest and go live with the bear.
I thought I misunderstood her, but come on. I thought she was implying that she can survive in a fight. I don't know.
No,
because me personally, you got a better chance fighting off a person than you would a wild animal. Like I said, if a man break into my house, I'm going out strapped. I'm going out fighting, then call the police. But if a bear break into my crib, I'm running, calling animal control. You can't fight no animal. Seriously.
What she is pretty much saying is that she would rather be in the forest where the woods frequent than in the city with men. Pretty much. She is trading one environment for another. If she wants to talk about survival, she thinks she would be better served in the forest with the bears than live in the city or a town with men. That's pretty much the argument. And at this point, ain't nothing left men can do or say. There's nothing to do or say to that. You can't.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Humans and animals are equally viable. I'm not going to say equally viable, but they're both equally something to be feared, but on different levels. I mean, me personally, I'd rather get my ass beat by some thugs than to be mauled to death by a wild animal. I'd rather be in a hospital. I'd rather be in a hospital than to be in the belly of some beast.
No, I do not want to be in the Congo with gorillas.
King
Absolutely
Kong.
Not. I do not want to be in the Congo with gorillas or anywhere in the Sahara Desert where hyenas. No matter how cruel, how unsafe, even though as a man, I still got to worry about the violence of men and getting me too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another point. She said she don't feel comfortable being in the elevator with a man because she worried, well, there's something to be afraid of. Yes, if you're in the elevator, if a man's in the elevator with a woman, she got to worry about that man probably doing something, especially if he's bigger and stronger than her. But at the same time, we men got something to worry about. She could put a false allegation and get me in trouble. So we both got something to be afraid of in that regard.
Exactly. Like men are not prone to anything in their everyday lives. Like it is what it is.
You go to a club, you see more brawls between men than you do women.
Exactly. I'm not saying she's not. Look, she doesn't have a right to have that fear. It is what it is. But a bear, okay. There's nothing to say to that except okay. I dare you. Go be with the bear. Then there's nothing to say to that. Because it would be the same thing if say tomorrow there was this random ass thing thrown online of men saying they'd rather just pick an environment, pick a country where dangerous animal frequents, and say we'd rather be there than with other women. It would sound stupid, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's pretty much where we're at. It's just beyond idiot. It's beyond idiotic. The only reason this thing even caught fire is because of the drizzle movement, because that was taken over. So now this is the new thing.
But let me ask you a question.
I can't take that seriously.
Let me ask a question. Because I'm not sure being following social media more than me online. Who really came up with this notion about this scenario about man and bear?
It was I saw that it was an interview. I don't know. I think it probably was here in the States or maybe somewhere in a city overseas, but because it was it was one of those like those like ask a public question or whatever, like it's complicated. It was one of those. and it was a video, and they got shared, and then it went viral, and like women, and then because the woman he was asking, she said a bear, and then it caught fire, and that's what it is. I saw it get shared a while ago. Now I had the same reaction. I was like, oh well.
Okay.
That's pretty much where that came from. I think it was shared on TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but I saw someone shared in the Discord.
Yeah, because my thing with these wild animal scenarios, right? I'm thinking where it really is coming from, and I have to really conclude say this is something that was done pretty much either on TikTok or some YouTube. But now that I think about it, I think it's more done on TikTok because this is where all the weirdo stuff comes around.
Yeah,
TikTok,
it is. I think it originated from TikTok, if I'm not mistaken.
And I'm not with it. I mean, especially
I saw it and it's stupid. The only thing left to do is to just troll them, or if they really feel that way, then they can go.
Yeah, because I mean, TikTok or all places. That's where all the weirdo stuff. And look, here's Yogi the Bear. Look at this.
Yeah, that's a beautiful troll, by the way. Because now I see those AI pictures of being them pictures are hilarious.
Yeah. And this is something that I constructed. You get me?
That's
and
a dope,
I
a dope
had a few
picture.
of them. You know what I'm saying?
In a woman's mind, I can see that.
Yeah.
In
Yogi
that
the Bear.
sport of a mind, I can see it. Yogi Bear, and they're just having a whole relationship with a freaking bear. Okay. I hope they don't go to the Arctic. Just don't go to
He's
the
smarter
Arctic.
than the average bear.
Yeah. I hope they don't go to the Arctic because polar bears are the most dangerous ones. They'll eat anybody in anything. They don't care.
Oh yeah.
But they're, education and all.
They will. You're right about that. They will sure.
Yeah. Polar bears are the worst of all.
Yeah, especially polar bears, because I know they eat like meat. Same with grizzly eat, but I think polar bear just the thing is because those are bears they scour for fish constantly.
Yeah.
They need to eat meat because their body requires a whole lot of fat. So they require a lot of calories. So
if you were to go ahead and list the dangerous bears, polar bear is number one.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, there was a video, and I wish I shared this, and I have it somewhere in my email of the most dangerous animals.
Yeah.
And bear was like, I think above top 20. I gotta double check. It's one of them, So
yeah,
they're up there. So when I'm hearing these conversations, I'm thinking, have y'all understand that when women talk about this, and if you didn't catch a stream earlier, I think you're here earlier. I said this is a form of fantasy. This is like cartoon animation. A lot of women watch too much Yogi Bear, too much Care Bears. Those little cute little animals. And now their mind has rationality that is saying, because they've been, let's say, dealt with men for so long, instead of getting either two things: actual mental help to really deal with these problems, besides protection. Because really, you gotta fix the mind first. Because if you think and feel like this constantly, and something that's happened to you in the past, there's no rationale come around this. That's why very few women, when they hear these conversations, they look at you as crazy because they know why animals do to humans and what humans do to humans. And normally people online with humans, we're normally in proximity with other humans, especially when you're in a city. We're not talking about the city aspects. That all the violence we see are in certain environments where we're more boxed in. But we're not having a conversation.
Exactly. That's why I said this conversation is hogwash, and at the end of the day, there's nothing left to do except troll them. Just troll them back. Or if they really do feel that way, then go. There's really nothing else to say and try to psychologize. Even though we'll tell them nine times out of 10, men are more likely to be assaulted by another man than a woman will. But hey, they don't want to hear that. They just want to let them get their feelings off and how they feel. And it's like, okay, whatever. There's sometimes you just have to be like, whatever, because they don't care. Because at the same time, we don't get that same grace when we give it our plight. So it is what it is. Ain't nothing to say except whatever.
Hold on.
And that just comes with ignoring them. Just say whatever.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Benny, bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean, everyone?
All right, we could continue.
Yeah. At
Yeah,
this
yeah.
point, I don't even care if they're lying or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't care if they're lying or playing. Like the only way to end the conversation is be like, okay, then go.
Mm-hmm. And see what the environment has to hold for you. Just
Yeah. Go
Let's see.
find out. Oh yeah, you feel safe with the bear? Okay, then go over there. Go over there to Wyoming or anywhere. Go to Alaska and go find out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they F around and possibly gonna find something worse, man. That's what you mean.
Because the messed up part is they forget they're talking to men. So when you say you're gonna do something, men do this to other men. When you keep talking smack at the end of the day, men are just gonna be like, all right, do it then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But man,
They forget the that's the part is they're saying this to men and forget they're talking to men. At the end of the day, men are just gonna get tired of hearing your crap and tell you, okay, fine, if you feel that way, get the hell away from me. Any man would say that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't want you feeling unsafe. So if I'm so unsafe, then go away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But I think when you tell women that, they're really not gonna say, let me go away, because they look for empathy person, and they want men to really deal with the feelings. And personally, most men, we deal with the rational and the logic. When we talk about human beings and animals, we're not really the same. So the really rational, especially if we talk about the real ones that could actually really take your life, like lions, bobcats, the ones that have claws and teeth,
even hyenas.
Oh, I don't want to talk about hyenas. Oh, especially when they attack. Oh, the hyenas.
Yes, even hyenas.
You know the best example to learn, and this is why I tell when most of us not watching these nature videos, whether on social media or on YouTube. I tell people, look how animals interact with humans. Is it always favorable in the end?
No, unless
we'll see non-blacks mess with them, but we know why they do, because they like to take a risk. They find
but the thing about that is those non-blacks you see messing with them, that's because they raised those animals when they were babies.
That too.
That's another thing too. So when you raise an animal, when you were there since they were born, that's different. You have a bond with that animal.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're you ain't never met this animal a day in your life, yeah, you fool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's no different with dogs. It's like with dogs. You have to be there from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. You got to be around them long enough. Yeah, if not,
Yeah, because I see those. I follow animal channels all the time. When you be seeing these like trainers be hugged up on bear. Animal was a baby, and it's dope videos. It's cool, but yeah, because they had that bond.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like nobody but these ladies talking about bears. I'm like, y'all ain't got no bonds with the bears. You food.
Mm. Yeah, straight up food. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, you're straight up food for the animals. Yeah.
You're straight up food. Especially if you get in some bears. I think the grizzly bear, they're more likely to attack, but they like not so much if they're if you go near their fed, you go near their cubs. Oh yeah, you dead.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Especially they're very much protective. You can't go around.
Yeah, but it's this conversation. Yes, Chaos. I heard the frustration in your voice when you were speaking on the subject. Yes, it's gotten this bad. There's nothing left to say except okay.
Mm-hmm. Even with the lady I played, right, and she's trying to really rationalize her effery. I'm thinking, I think I might hear you, sweet, but overall, I mean, I can't rationalize that nonsense.
You can't. There is no rationalizing. You can't. There's nothing left to say.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can say. I heard you gentlemen trying to rationalize with her before I even came up, and I'm like, yo, no, this woman does not want to hear logic. She just wants her feelings validated. That's all it is. They want to be validated.
Now the reasonable response would be this. And Jake Zero, if you want to come up, I'll put the chat room one more time for one more person to come up. I'm gonna do that. The more logic response would be, instead of saying what would be better, I'd rather woman be neutral, say, I'd rather be alone. Since I'm scared, I don't want to deal with it. That would make more sense. But instead of pick man and beast.
That's why I said I didn't even take it that far. I didn't even say alone. I'm like, if you really feel that unsafe, then hopefully you're in a state that that encourages that's cool on the Second Amendment. You get you a gun, get you a self-defense class, or get you a man. You in some states you could do all three. Well, you could do 2 out. You could do 2 out of 3 in most of the states.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
You don't need a bachelor's degree for that. I promise you, you don't need an MBA.
But it's funny. I don't mind people talk about formal education, but in certain conversations, this is not where we're going to have the conversation of education.
That's why
we're
I didn't even
rational
entertain
people.
that conversation.
We're rational people. We all know the difference between man and beast.
Yes, like
if me as a person, I say, for you to continue this conversation, I knew how far you went to school. I mean, that's like me saying to a woman, for you to talk about this issue, I need to know your education background.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's common sense.
Yeah, that she was only doing that because I was not feeding her the BS that she was feeding, that she was trying to feed y'all. I'm not buying into that crap.
Yeah,
No,
I can't buy it.
I'm not buying into that. I'm not buying into that. I'm not buying into that crap. And you trying to emphasize with us. In other words, you want your feelings validated. I told you, those are your options. If I have a sister. My sister, if that comes up in that conversation, my sister, I'm gonna tell her straight. I'm like, well, you can get a gun, you take self-defense class, or you could do that. Men ain't going nowhere. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell them the same. I will tell the same thing. Yes, I have a mother. I have a sister. If I don't have a daughter, if I have a daughter, I tell them the same thing to their faces. It is what it is. Yeah, but that whole education crap was just a means to deflect. I ain't buying into that crap. At the end of the day, you talking about being with some bears, but you questioning my education? But hey, it is what it is. It's a senseless conversation, and they're not really trying to have a conversation.
Yeah.
It's not what it is. This whole thing at the end of the day is a troll effort. It's all it is. If they really feel that way, then the only thing men can respond to is to dare them to go. Because I'm telling you, it's not going to go the way y'all think.
Okay.
It's not. You're not gonna reach a quote unquote peaceful. There's no peaceful. There's no rationalizing this. There's no rational. There isn't. There really isn't. Good on you guys for trying. I know we're men. We can't help ourselves. But these are just one of those conversations. There is no rationalizing.
Okay.
There isn't.
All right, guys. I guess no one else wants to come up, and not everybody else wants to donate to today's stream. I get it. This is not one of them conversations. I understand. I do appreciate the few people that did participate.
Did you get mine? Chaos?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna call out in a second. I'm gonna call it.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, do you think bear attack will go up a huge? The bear challenge. Will it go up? I don't know. We should see. Only time will tell. Any closing remarks, guys?
To what he said, only one way to find out. Yeah. Tell them to take themselves to the wilderness. If they really feel that way, only one way to find out. Go ahead.
Yeah. Any closing remarks, Hustle and Muscle?
This has got to be one of the weirdest topics you've ever picked so far, man. But it was a good one nonetheless. Good one nonetheless. Because it can't be for real. Who's going to shoot? If anything, a dog and a cat would have been more acceptable, but a wild bear? Seriously?
Nope. No, they're serious. But I'm like the only answer we can have is to be serious about it. Like, okay, then go.
Okay.
There's no rationalizing this.
I mean, she gonna be like Mowgli from the Jungle Book.
Yep.
Look
Yeah.
for the bare necessity, the simple bare necessity.
All right, guys, let's stop. All
Forget
right,
about your worries and your strife.
You want to be
All right.
Tarzan.
All right. All right. Thank you guys for coming up.
All right.
Appreciate
Take
it.
it easy, Chaos.
Take it easy, Chaos.
Till next time.
Later.
Wow. I don't know what to say. Let me see. I'll say this, guys. That it speaks for itself. My answer to this, choosing bear over man, is it right? If I had to say it's right to choose a wild animal, mostly domestic animal, bear is domestic animal. If I had to really give you a real sense of an answer to this question, and I would tell people, go seek real help. Go seek a respectful therapist, whether man, woman, and sit down and rationalize your problems or the unmet traumas you face. Now, I wish Theodore came up because he's more has a license. He's more qualified in regards to his question at hand to really rationalize this. And I hope he does a video on this, Theodore. I'll hit you up, D-Rel, for more about this. But yeah, but overall, when I hear ladies that's really advocating that it makes sense and then telling why it is, a lot of men, including me, I can't relate. I just don't. The last thing I want in my mind, if I had to think about safety and if I had to pick between man and animal or beast, I rather just, if it's that primary, I say I'd rather be alone, personally. And that is as far as I'm going to take it. Now, in regards to this thing, and let me stop here. So that's my answer to the question. So personally. Now, this thing with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I've got a chance to listen to both their debates. And let me mark this down. And what I've concluded, what the so fuss about between these two guys, is that this so-called rap battle, and I think it's more orchestrated and constructed for a lot of people to consume and be distracted. That's me. But if we're going to go there, and I probably will go there, I look at, what Drake has said on his lyrics, going back and forth with Drake, was very much profound. And not only profound, but I'll be honest with you, gentlemen and ladies, that is the business. We already know what goes in entertainment, whether Hollywood, music, acting, etc. It is a weirdo business where they do a lot of weirdo stuff. That means they have crazy intercourse with random people. They do random drugs and even go as far as mess with young people. That's the business. So when I actually listen to the records between Kendrick and Drake, the back and forth, I hear more people sway to Kendrick Lamar win, which I heard, and he won very much in fashion because he don't just put out words or poems. He puts serious punchlines that really make you start really quickly think about not only Drake, but general artists in the business that came up. And one thing I would say this, both Kendrick and Drake are only maybe 2 years or a year apart from each other. One born 87, one probably born 85, 86. I think Drake's born either 85, 86. And Lamar obviously is born 1987. These are the last dime breed, especially with Kendrick Lamar, of actual artists that take pretty to their craft. And why I say this, because there are too many artists for the last decade and moving forward are mumble rappers, which means I don't understand a word they effing say. But I could definitely sure understand what Kendrick is saying in his lyrics, including Drake. He has ghostwriters, which that's another thing that was really expressed because it don't take you a while to come up with a a diss record after one person throw either the punch and then all of a sudden, Kendrick came out with something and it took you a few days from here for a response. Even to the things what he has done behind closed doors, Drake. And he had to shut it down after that. And I get it. Because he touched a nerve. Now, regardless if he, abused his own girlfriend or future wife, if Kendrick's married, I look at that as, okay, he did that, possibly. But what is it with you with these younger women? Even to the point, if y'all remember, when Pusha T came out with a diss track against Drake, that he had a kid, lo and behold, eventually his kid was revealed and it came out after that. So if you are so pressured to reveal that you have a outside baby by a so-called adult star, what babies you have out here that now you have to really shut this battle back and forth now, which really you should have went back and forth because you're not that artist. Drake's not that artist. When we hear Drake, I look at you as a guy that, mostly sings. If he raps, I always question who writes it personally. I don't see you as that talented artist I'm hearing your music throughout the years. Besides the 2009 album, which is pretty good. But I never was thinking back then that there were ghostwriters. I didn't know about that until a few years later. And now I got to think of some of these artists now, like Drake or anybody else, that how much you put into your craft. Are you, because you made money now, are you even doing the work or are you letting somebody else do the work for you? Because last time I checked, Kendrick Lamar, from how he able to put out diss track, this is a man coming out his cranium and out his mind with the right beat, just sitting here hammer you. I think this is the rap battle that he should never step into, Drake. But I understand that you need the attention. And I've seen other artists start to follow suit, even to the point where I hear it got a little violent this week between the two of them, which I think that's orchestrated, but that's just me. Overall, my conclusion to this scenario of their so-called back and forth, I tell people many times, don't take it seriously. This is it's just entertainment business. If it was really that serious, someone would be on the line, one of them. If it didn't get to that point, it's all constructed, it's all orchestrated at the end of the day. But I'll tell you one thing, enjoy the music because it was sure as hell entertaining, hearing the back and forth. And yes, Kendrick had some serious words and lines in his lyrics that really favored him to be the victor of this. I'm not so fond of between the dark skin, light skin, black men or semi-black men. I look at what material you put out there in the airways. Can I relate to it? If it doesn't make me think really about you in a very fashionable, elegant way with the lyrics, you got some work to do. You need to go back in the drawing board. I think you should go back and start think about who's writing your lyrics to battle another rapper that out of his own cranium and less time can prepare to say, this is how I'm going to take you out. I'm going to use this punchline. Boom, boom, boom. You come up with some this week. I got some really lined up. It shouldn't take that long to respond. He should never even attempt. He should let Kendrick did one thing and that's it. He should never gone back and forth. I think when he allowed to keep going back and forth, now people are going to start questioning who you are as a rapper. So maybe they're going to question who are you as a character, as a person. Now, a lot of people say that Kendrick should respond to him doing some things to his baby mama and so. And maybe he should have. But the problem is Drake is not that person that really needs a response. If it take you a while to really come with a furrow back punch come back after Kendrick laid the blow, it tells me you're not really ready for this. This is not your lane. I think Chris Brown will be better suited as an opponent because if you think about back then with Chris Brown is actually could rap. He just turned singer because a lot of people that's close to him said it makes more sense and he'll probably make more money singing, which makes more sense and it works well to him. Besides what he did to, which I don't care about that either because that was over a decade ago. Personally. And we know what went into that mishap between Chris Brown and the chick. But other than that, if you're not a battle rapper, stay out of the arena. Because if you step into arena where a man that has no conscience to go back and forth with you with lyrics, with song after song, you put yourself at risk. And I think that's what Drake did. That's why Drake had to squash it immediately. Has to end it right there. Because now it's getting people thinking. And people that's listening to the chat room know what I'm saying. Once people start really questioning and think about these things of if it's alleged, now it puts you at a very vulnerable spot as an artist. Because now people go, and here's the funny thing. You have sponsorships and stuff that's looking at this. And they look at that. If you say this and put it very clear where people now question it, you're going to lose sponsorships. So Drake should never gone further with this battle, in my opinion. If that's what Kendrick knows. But we already know that's part of the business. All that weirdo stuff, that's part of the business. But to let it be known throughout the airwaves where people could listen to in the internet, where it starts to get more attention, it goes viral, and people start questioning, you are in trouble, buddy. Yeah. So I'm looking at chat room. Okay. Yeah, I think people got my point. All right. So that's my point in regards to my view between Kendrick and Drake. And I didn't want to talk about this, but I miraculously listened to it. And I am impressed what Kendrick wrote and put out. I'm somewhat impressed to Drake to a degree, but when I listen to as it keep going, I'm very much less impressed with Drake. And I think Drake kind of shooting himself in the foot going back and forth with Kendrick. It's better if he just went one time and just be about that. He should never gone back and forth, because I think going back and forth is going to reveal what he is as an artist. And I would say, buddy, you better off staying doing the singing music. The battle thing, that's not your lane. Stay away from that. That's my take. And I would say, if it's any advice, I mean, which no one cares, that's my overall look. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know I did. I enjoyed it well. And now what I'm gonna do, I like to do this.
They be knocking, y'all. The sonic rings up out of it, and you.
Thank you, Queen of Virtue, for your donation to the Chaos Reign Show. The Cash App, especially. I appreciate it. Love you, sweetie. Thank you. And also, the next person.
They be knocking, y'all. The sonic rings up out of it, and you.
And thank you, Lion 917, for your donation to the Chaos Reign Show as well. I appreciate it, brother. I truly do. And I already acknowledged Miss Pat for donation. I appreciate it too. So I appreciate everybody that was watching today's stream. Please leave a comment, your thoughts and opinions of this stream. Looking forward to reading your take on the end of the stream. And hoping you guys write what your views on this. Also, the links to follow me are above, and Queen of Virtue put in the chat room, but I'm gonna repeat it. The links to follow me, you can follow me at Chaos Reign 7 on Twitter. You can add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Reign on Facebook. Also, please follow me on Rumble. What's good, Henry Resistance? Glad to see you on the chat room. I appreciate it, bro. Hope you enjoyed the stream, bro. I hope you did enjoy it. My Rumble page, please follow me on Rumble as well. And let me see if I have my Rumble. Yeah, put it. All right. Thank you, Queen Virtue, for putting my Rumble. I appreciate that. My Rumble is CRain23. That's my Rumble handler. Also, become a member of the Chaos Reign Show as well. I have 2 tiers of membership. Join the and matter of fact, I'll put that there now since people are here now watching. I might as well. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna find the link, guys. Actually, the link should be on top of the pinned to the top. If you see the link, I pinned it up. There's my link to become a member of the channel as well. Some membership perks, so I appreciate. I want to grow the membership on my membership on, so I could do some videos, maybe membership only, but I need a lot of members for that. But until then, please become a member of the Chaos Marine Show as well. Also, join the Discord service as well to the Chaos Marine Show as well. And I think that's pretty much it. You know, looking forward to hearing you out in the comment section of this video. Thank you for watching, listening, and like always, the Chaos Marine.